The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
It's time for Day 3 of the 2026 Shriners Children's College Showdown. As we bring you inside Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, Day 1 of the day, Game 1 of the day, features the Vanderbilt Commodores and the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Ty Harrington. I'm Scott Sudikoff. Happy to have you with us. As we go into Day 3 here, you have Oklahoma State in search of their first win of the season. Meanwhile, yesterday, Vanderbilt, their offense erupted for 13 runs.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's Getaway Sunday. It's an important day for both these teams that are playing today. You got one team searching for their first win in the tournament, Oklahoma State. You've got Vandy 1-1, looking for the second, trying to get out of here, winning, record. So it's going to be a great Sunday getaway day in college baseball.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Commodores. Offensively so far, they've put across 17 runs the first two games. They've had 13 extra base hits, including 8 home runs. How about the play of Colin Barzy and Brody Johnston so far with the long ball?
Well, the long ball's been the theme of this tournament so far, but certainly those guys with 3 between the two of them have shown off their power all weekend long.
And they will be facing off with Oklahoma State starting pitcher Ethan Lund, a 6'6", 210-pound sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana. Last season for the Commodores, through 9 1/3 innings over 7 appearances, made 2 starts with a 5.79 ERA, 10 walks, 13 strikeouts in those 9 1/3. Opponents hit .333 off of Lund last year. And now the defensive alignment for the Cowboys over their first 2 games have committed 1 error. They've made a couple of changes in the lineup. A new second baseman getting the start today. That's Terrence Bowen. And behind home plate for the first time this season is Brady Francisco. All right, Ty, so we talked about Oklahoma State, some struggles. Lost 12-2 Friday to Arkansas, and yesterday 10-1 against their rival Oklahoma. So like you said, they're a getaway day, but they want to go back home feeling better about themselves with a 1-2 record at all costs here.
Well, there's a lot they want to find out, and they have. Look, I think Coach Holliday put it best. I was listening to one of his interviews after yesterday's game, and he talked about, hey, we could have gone somewhere and found somebody we knew we were going to get 3 wins in. Instead, we chose to come in here where we knew we were going to get to play in Globe Life with the weather like it is and play some of the top 25 teams in the country. You start to find out what you got to get better at and what you got to do. And to answer your question, yes, they would love to try to find a way to come out of here with a win.
Rustin Rigdon will lead things off for Vanderbilt to get Game 1 of Day 3 underway inside Globe Life Field. You look inside the Oklahoma State dugout, and Rigdon, the left fielder, digs in. And the first pitch from Lund is up and away. Ball 1 underway at 10:36 a.m. Central Time on this Sunday. Rigdon 1 for 7 to begin the season with a walk and a run batted in. Swings through that fastball at 95, a sinker there from Lund, a bit high in the zone though. Rigdon, a sophomore for the Commodores. The 1-1 is up and in, 2 balls and a strike.
But command is such a huge piece of baseball, but there's a lot of things to command. The first one is your emotions. When you toe the rubber for the first time, the excitement, everything around it, you got to learn how to breathe and you got to learn how to execute with energy and excitement.
And Lund is down to the count now, 3 balls and a strike. A sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, out of Hamilton Southeastern High School, 6'6", 210 pounds. Down to the count, 3-1 to Rustin Rigdon. Gets him to swing through that high fastball at 95 on the radar gun. The count is full to the opening batter of the game.
Well, it's hard to get that fastball up and catch up with it as a hitter. And for Lund, he's going to have to, 2 strikes, it's okay to go up there. But trying to get back down a little bit lower down into the strike zone.
Payoff pitch, it gets him looking. It's a good bounce back by Ethan Lund after being down the count 3-1. He strikes out Rustin Rigdon to begin the ball game.
Well, you get a good look at his stuff, right? Immediately, fastball's got a great life to it at the end. It's a plus 90 fastball like we've seen all weekend here. But it's got good life right at the end of it. That fastball at four-seamer's good.
Now face off with Colin Barzy, the catcher for Vanderbilt, who has hit 3 home runs already this weekend. And a breaking pitch drops in for a strike, a curveball on the inner half. Barzy hit 3 solo homers on Friday against TCU. He's 4 for 10 overall this weekend. Hit .253 last year. The 0-1 is up and in. Vanderbilt, or excuse me, Oklahoma State, of course, limited sample size, but a 10.91 ERA to begin this season as a pitching staff. 2-1 now to Barzy.
They're going to throw the ball better than that. Obviously, you said it. I mean, that's a small sample size, but it is the beginning of the year in the tournament. And we talked about the talent levels of these teams and the offensive talent of them.
2-1 will be fouled off the right side. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Vanderbilt catcher with Brody Johnston on deck. And if anybody reaches, Braden Holcomb, the cleanup man, would get a shot here. Yeah, and you mentioned that obviously it's early in the season. Last year, Oklahoma State had the 4th best ERA in the Big Ten at 4.55 and was also 33rd best in the nation. 2-2 on the way, and that'll be a foul tip. No, he swung through it. And the back-to-back strikeouts for Ethan Lund to begin today's ball game.
Yeah, it's a breaker. Gets right underneath the barrel. It's so hard on those right-handed hitters. That ball strikes, comes in the strike zone right into hitting level, and then it just tucks his head and disappears from the hitter and the barrel. That's what you want to see from Lund so far, is he's been in command of his fastball and his breaker.
Now here's Brody Johnston. That one almost got away from the catcher Brady Francisco. Johnston, the third baseman, 6 for 10 so far on the season. He's hit 3 home runs. 2 of them yesterday against Texas Tech in the 13-3 win for the Commodores. Can't even up at a ball and a strike. He's also, out of his 6 hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles. Lund, who struggled walking guys last year, walked 10 in 9 1/3, but struck out 13. He's got 2 strikeouts already in this one, and 1 strike away from striking out the side.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I'm sure that the staff at Oklahoma State was excited about, to see if he had made that transition, strike throwing.
Check swing. They appeal. First base umpire Shane Metheny says no swing. Chris Griffith is behind home plate. Joe Harris at second base, and Mike Morris, the third base umpire.
Chris Griffith, a veteran home plate umpire, good strike caller.
2-2. Outside and high. Second batter now that's gone full against Lund here in the top of the first inning. Rocks and fires the 3-2. Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop Brock Thompson up with it. And a good pick there at first base by Colin Brigham. And Ethan Lund has a 1-2-3 top of the first inning with a couple of strikeouts. So Vanderbilt doesn't score. Oklahoma State coming up next here on Flow College.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app. What a burger!
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now, it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together, we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
Strong top of the first inning by Ethan Lund on the mound for the Cowboys. And now here's a look at their offense that so far here at Globe Life Field this weekend has only mustered 3 runs on 8 hits. They've only had 2 extra base hits, Ty. They've struck out 32 times as an offense over the first 2 days. So they're just trying to get the bat on the ball here, put some balls in play, and try to make something happen in this one today.
Well, I mean, contact is a premium, and particularly, early in the year like this, you come into a tournament, you're seeing some of the best arms in the country, first and foremost. Let's say that. That's going to have something to do with your strikeout ratio, out of fairness. But probably the biggest thing outside of the strikeouts, the lack of power production so far. Doesn't mean they're not going to do it today. Doesn't mean they're not going to do it the rest of this year. But with the only 2 extra base hits, and there's been 17 home runs hit in this tournament so far by all teams.
Nate Taylor, in his first season at Vanderbilt, pitched last year at Georgia. This is his first career start, but in 9 appearances last year, threw 8 1/3 for the Bulldogs with a 1.08 ERA. 6'2", 222-pound sophomore from Flowery Branch, Georgia, out of Buford High School. And his first pitch to Brock Thompson is a check swing, foul ball. Strike 1.
There was a day in the late 80s and 90s and maybe mid-90s, you would come to a game like this and you'd see 89, 90, 91, 89, 88. This weekend's been nothing but 92 to 98 to somewhere in that range. Just arm after arm, power breaker, power sliders. I'm even not sure you can say power changeups, but they got those too. I mean, it has just been incredible, the arms that have been in here this weekend.
Taylor's first 2 pitches at 92 miles per hour has the 0-2 count on Thompson. And another foul ball, so 3 pitches and 3 fouls. That was at 94 miles per hour to Thompson, who's 2 for 7 to begin the season with a walk. Hit .238 last year for Oklahoma State across 49 games, made 47 starts. Doesn't chase in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
A little amped up on that first changeup, 87, and he pulled it back towards the left-handed hitter's side of the box.
But a 5 mile per hour difference from his 4-seam fastball.
Typically, somewhere around 9.
Chop to the right side and foul.
And there it is at 85. And that's what you want to see. I mean, that one he had a better feel. It's a tremendous coaching job because, look, he misses with the first changeup. You can't run from it as a coach at that point. You got to help him get a feel for it. So what do? You go back to it again, and he executes it.
Another 1-2 pitch on the way to Thompson. And he slides out of the way as it's inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor making his first career start, his 10th career appearance, but his first with Vanderbilt. Another ball chopped outside of first base, where Oklahoma State first base coach Victor Romero is stationed.
So far the attack has been from Taylor, fastball change. Haven't seen a breaker yet.
On the 2-2, tied him up, but Thompson able to get a piece, so this long at bat continues.
This might come out of that discussion of the 30-some-odd strikeouts, trying to shorten up with 2 strikes, get the ball in play. Because these are quality pitches he's fighting off right now.
17 of those strikeouts came yesterday against Oklahoma. How about another foul ball? And I've lost track. I think that's 6 foul balls.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go ahead and assume there was some conversation last night after the game about strikeouts from the coaching staff to the hitters, trying to make some adjustments.
2-2 again from Taylor, and he drops in strike 3. There's a curveball at 79 miles per hour to get the first out of the inning.
He'd gotten after him with 9 pitches. I think 10 pitches was fastball change. And then he just all of a sudden invents that breaker for the first time. First time you've seen it as a hitter, as we get a look at it going right through the middle of the strike zone. It's just hard on those hitters. You see fastball change up, then all of a sudden out of nowhere, bam, he lands a breaker for a strikeout.
So yeah, that was a 10-pitch at bat. Thompson's fouled off 6 of them. Garrett Scholl checks his swing, and the appeal down to third. Mike Morris said no swing. The left fielder, 1 for 6, had a 2-run home run on Friday against Arkansas. He hit 3 long balls last year. Now a sophomore for the Cowboys. He'll be 1-1.
That was like Bugs Bunny. That thing got about halfway there and just stopped in midair. That changeup did.
Taylor's 1-1, bounces in the dirt. Colin Barcy there behind home plate. Vanderbilt's committed 3 errors over the first 2 games, but one of the best defensive teams in the nation last year. They were 5th in the country in fielding percentage, had just 35 errors. 35 errors last year in 61 games. That's a coach's dream right there. And I think you probably speak from experience.
Yeah, you know, overall, too, in college baseball, it's gotten cleaned up. The defense has. Turf has had something to do with it. You know, now you got all these beautiful facilities. They take care of the dirt. Average now, I think college baseball, you'll see more teams now more towards the 970 fielding percentage. As you get a chance to look at the mound, this field is pristine with the turf. I don't know if a lot of people know that is AstroTurf with playing dirt in the baselines.
Foul back, still be 3-2 to Garrett Scholl with Colin Ritchie on deck, and then Aiden Miola will get a chance if anybody reaches. There's a look close up there on the dirt down the third base line. Neither team has had a base runner yet in this game. Nate Taylor with the payoff pitch to Scholl. And there is the first base runner of the game. It'll be a walk drawn by Garrett Scholl. 1 out and 1 on for the Cowboys.
Scholl does a good job not chasing. You're sitting in an aggressive hitting count. He doesn't chase. Takes his walk. Sometimes people forget the beauty of a walk and what that does. You know, the amount of pitches it takes off the pitcher. Number one, you're gaining 90 feet, just like if you just hit a line drive to center field for a base hit.
Colin Ritchie stands in and he turns on it and hits this one a long way foul to the uppermost deck here at Globe Life Field for a long strike 1.
Hard to keep those sliders coming to you as a left-handed hitter out of the right-hander's hand. If they start in and keep coming, it's really hard to keep those fair.
Ritchie 1 for 8 so far on the season. An RBI double yesterday against Oklahoma. Struck out 4 times in Friday's game against Arkansas. The former 19th round draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles back in 2023. Scholl back in with the headfirst hand tag. Oklahoma State's attempted 2 steals so far this year, successful on 1. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. Last year, the Cowboys 46 stolen bases on 60 attempts. That ranked them 12th in the Big 12. Runner starts and stops there at first base as it's fouled off by Ritchie. It'll be 2-2.
Show fake steal right there and showing that he might go. What he's really trying to do by doing that is make one of the middle infielders move, get out of position ever so slightly, particularly with a left-handed hitter, meaning pull side. It might open up a hole for them or for the hitter with the fake steal.
2-2, fouled into the mitt of Barzy, and Ritchie strikes out. Second strikeout for Taylor.
Taylor has brought that breaker into play even against the left-handed hitters. Remember, the first hitter was just fastball change till the last pitch. Now he's using that breaker. I think he threw it 3 times and maybe 4 times in that sequence. Get a good look at the depth of it when it comes out of his hand, just how far it starts up and starts rotating down. Tremendous spin rate on that slider.
Check first, and again diving back in is Scholl, with Aiden Miola at the plate. Cowboy third baseman, 1 for 6. He's also reached base on a walk and a hit by pitch over the first 2 games of the year. Takes a fastball at 90 for ball 1. Miola, who hit .255 last season, had a homer and 10 RBI. Just 13 games before he got injured on March the 7th. Now the count will be 2-0.
Well, it seemed like they lost, not to interrupt, it seemed like they lost the majority of their lineup last year. From when I saw them early in the year here to where they were just a couple games later even.
2 balls and a strike. They hit 98 home runs as a team last year and led the Big 12 in home runs per game. See, Miola had 1 of those in the 13 games he was able to play in. It's a big gap for him in left field as a check at first again. Left center field, I should say, is Braden Holcomb. The center fielder is playing in and over to right, while the left fielder Rigdon is playing straight away. So they expect Miola to go the other way. He has the count in his favor at 3-1. Or excuse me, 2-2. They called that a strike.
So much technology out there that you have a chance, if you use it right, you should be able to align your defense to try to best help yourself. All the way to your outfield, as you were describing, the center fielder moved over towards right field, and you leave your left fielder basically where he should be or where the normal playing is. But you're right, they're thinking he's going to go with that breaker and hit it the other way.
He chases it outside for strike 3. So Nate Taylor strikes out 3, leaves a runner stranded. We played 1 full here at Globe Life. Vanderbilt, Oklahoma State, scoreless.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between 2 of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility. and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Back here at Globe Life Field, no score Vanderbilt and Oklahoma State. And now being joined by Oklahoma State head coach Josh Holliday. And coach, you got Ethan Lund back out there on the mound here for his second inning. What did you like about his first inning there on the mound for you?
Well, he's got, as you probably could see, he's got a good live fastball and excellent curveball. Looks like he was landing his curveball pretty good. His fastball had that good riding life that pairs up real good with that hook. So he's got a great arm. He's had a great preseason, been throwing the ball really well. So just need more of the same. He'll probably start mixing in, some curveball or some changeups and sliders as we go. But first inning was sharp.
Coach, I got to ask, yesterday across the country and again today, the weather's going to play into a lot of games. But for you guys right here, this is pretty comfortable. 72 and sunny inside this building, and getting to play is not bad.
No, it doesn't get much better than that, Coach. We showed up this morning at 8 o'clock or whatever it was to this big, beautiful building and a chance to get out on the field and take BP and get ready to compete against one of the best teams in the country. So this is a pretty awesome setting.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck the rest of this game.
Okay, thank you.
Oklahoma State head coach Josh Holliday in his 14th season at the helm, as there's strike one thrown from his pitcher Ethan Lund to Braden Holcomb, the Vanderbilt center fielder, who's 3 for 8 on the season, a double, a homer, 5 RBI, and he's also drawn a couple of walks. 2-1, breaks in for strike 2. A slider at 82 miles per hour, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Coach Holliday said they're going to break that slider and change up in now after the first inning to be able to run off that four-seam power fastball.
Up and in, raising the arms out of the way was Holcomb. The 3 balls and 2 strikes. Junior from Orlando, Florida, who had 275 last year, had 9 home runs. Preseason All-SEC second team. Checks his swing at what probably would have been ball 4, but certainly close enough to think about it. Remain 3-2. So the third batter out of 4 that Ethan Lund has gone full against to begin this game.
Now, oftentimes power pitchers are going to go deep into counts. They're trying to get you to chase, strike out, and their pitch count will get up a little bit.
And he has his 3rd strikeout.
They went after him the pitch before with a backdoor breaker that he fouled off. Then he comes back to this four-seamer. This thing just explodes right as it gets to the dirt area between the turf and the dirt. It just takes off. It's at high four-seam spin rate. Just so hard to get to the top of it as a hitter.
Now here's Mac Whitcomb, designated hitter, getting his 2nd start of the season. Played against TCU on Friday and was 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The 1-0 from Lund. 2-0. Sounds like the dugout of Oklahoma State maybe wanted that call. High strike, 2 balls and a strike.
College baseball's changed because of TrackMan. Umpires now are graded off of TrackMan and their ball strikes, and they want to be. They want to be accountable for it because look, they take the good ones take great pride in the fact that they're good strike callers. Like a lot of guys may or may not call that, or then you got guys that are calling them, 2-3 balls off the plate. Those are not strikes. But now these guys, they want that kind of accountability. They like going, hey, I was, out of 150, I got 140, and that's a good thing.
And another full count upcoming here. So that's 4 out of 5 batters that Lund has faced. He's gone full against. Taking on Mac Whitcomb right now is the transfer from Tennessee Tech. 2 seasons there. The Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year last year. Draws ball 4. Or excuse me. No, he
did. He's just taking off his armor.
I got to admit, I've never called a game from this high up before.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm still getting my bearings between the monitor and looking live down at the field.
Well, when they say bird's eye view, this is it right here. Now, I'm going to tell you what, it takes a little bit to get used to, but when you do, it's such a beautiful.
Can you see us? See me waving?
He's kind of we're all kind of waving up here somewhere. Yeah. It is an awesome view when you get right down to it, and we are up over the top of it. There's so much you can see from up here, and a lot to see.
All right, here's Carter Johnstone, the second baseman. He's looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 9, does have a walk on the year. Of course, transferring to Vanderbilt with his brother Logan. Carter transferring from Cal State Fullerton. Logan transferring from Washington State. That pops the mitt. 92 miles per hour. Sounded faster than that, but it's a strike either way.
Just to see if they try to challenge with some runners, because Vanderbilt can run. They try to challenge Lund, and a lot of people think, well, left-handed pitchers are hard to run on. Not necessarily. I mean, if there is, and everybody's got video, like they'd have to go back to last year's games when Lund pitched. I assure you this morning, Vanderbilt watched his move over and over and over. What does it look like? And then sometimes you can get the pitcher out of rhythm with that.
He's being fouled off. We got Whitcomb at first base.
You can get him out of rhythm with that idea that you are trying to steal. You know, make him speed up a little bit, maybe make him go to a slide step, and then he starts to elevate his fastball, maybe doesn't get on top of his breaker soon enough. So the run game is something that can add to your offense, not only taking 90 feet, but disrupting the pitcher.
That misses, and another full count. 5th full count for Ethan Lund, as he is up close to 40 pitches already through an inning and a third.
Not going to be surprised if he goes to a breaker right here. No way. He's had pretty decent command of that breaker.
Back-to-back walks. We'll bring in Max Jensen with just 1 out in the inning.
He's got power pitchers like Lund rely on you chasing out of the zone. If you don't chase and you're disciplined, you hold true to your approach and don't get particularly the elevated fastballs, and if you don't chase him, he's going to have high pitch counts, which he's already up to, as you said, 40-plus pitches here in the second.
Comes off the backside of the mound and throws back to second base. Mac Whitcomb at second base, Carter Johnstone at first, and the batter, Max Jensen, who's in search of his first hit of the season. 0 for 6, but has drawn 3 walks. Back-to-back walks here from Lund, putting the runners on base. This ball is looped down the left field line. It'll slice into the stands. Talking about Vanderbilt running the bases last year, had 105 stolen bases, 3rd most in the SEC. Getting themselves to a 19th consecutive NCAA tournament, the longest streak in the nation. The 0-1 is outside, a ball and a strike to Jensen.
Think about what you just said. I mean, seriously, people that are college baseball people and coaches, people that are attached to it, understand just how challenging and difficult and impressive 19 straight regionals and what that means.
That's outside. Of course, Tim Corbin is in his 24th year as Vanderbilt's head coach. Just won his 965th game yesterday in his 1,071st overall in his 30 years as a head coach. 2 balls and a strike to Jensen, the transfer from Cornell. That's strike 2.
Well, going back to Coach Corbin, his reputation in this industry, in the coaches industry, is nothing but unreal. I mean, we don't have enough time today to spend talking about him. I was actually in conversation with a couple people yesterday about different ways and how he does things. And and just how organized he is. One of the administrators at Vanderbilt, Derek Grice, used to be my administrator at Texas State, and we had got the conversation last night about him and just the professionalism, the organization, the success-minded for himself and for his players. It's just incredible, but you see the success come out on the field.
And another 3-2 count results in another walk. So after striking out Holcomb to lead off the inning, Lund has walked 3 straight, and the bases will be loaded for Riker Waite, and have a visit to the mound here for the Cowboys.
Well, Scott, if you go back into his pitch history, this was what they saw a little bit of last year with the walks, right? Over a walk an inning, you want to be about a walk every, 5 innings or 4 innings, and so this is that, he had a good preseason, right? And so they want him to, obviously they need him to have a good year for them to have a good year, but this is one of those moments early in the year where you're trying to gain some confidence, and you go out there and just remind him, hey, calm down, slow down, let's find the best pitches you execute, and let's, instead of maybe pitching to the hitter about what the hitter may not want to see, let's do what you do best. And go out there and talk to him about that.
Yeah, 10 walks last year in 9 1/3 innings. Now he's walked 3 so far in an inning and a third today, but has struck out 3. Only 1 ball put in play was the Brody Johnston ground out to shortstop to end the top of the first inning. Riker Waite, the shortstop for Vanderbilt, 2 for 8 on the year with a homer and 3 RBI. Bases loaded with 1 out. Strike 1. Got the corner infielders, Miola at third, Brigham in at first, playing just inside the cutout when the pitch was delivered, while up the middle, double play depth. They'll obviously want to turn 2 and end this inning. And a good bounce back here from Lund to get ahead 0-2 on Waite.
Well, Waite, the first pitch was taken all the way. That's it. Look, he just walked 3. You got to give him a chance to stick one in there for a strike, make him throw a strike. He did. Then he comes right back with that breaker right at the knees to get ahead 0-2.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Up and away at 93 miles per hour to get a big second out of the inning and leave it up to 2 outs for Logan Johnstone.
Get another look at that power fastball. Remember, he threw the breaker the pitch before, and he just, it's out of the strike zone. And again, we were talking about this is how he succeeds, being able to get that fastball above your hands up out of the strike zone, particularly with 2 strikes.
And now here's Logan Johnstone, whose Vanderbilt career has begun very well. Hitting .500, 4 for 8, couple of doubles, a couple of RBI. Mac Whitcomb is at third. He walked. Carter Johnstone, Logan's brother, is at second. Max Jensen at first. They both walked as well. Ball and a strike to the Vanderbilt right fielder. See the outfield straight away. Sholin left, Ritchie in center, Wentworth in right. And of course the corner infielders now can move back with 2 outs in the inning. The 1-1. Thought about it. Doesn't chase, 2 balls and a strike.
It's a lot of pressure on Lund if they don't chase that pitch, that fastball up out of the strike zone.
Lund is at 48 pitches through an inning and 2/3. 2-1, cut and a miss, and the count is even. So Ethan Lund, even with the control troubles here in the second, could pick up potentially a 5th strikeout and leave him loaded.
Mindset is you're 1 pitch away from being able to get out of this jam.
Off the end of the bat, into shallow left. The shortstop Thompson, the third baseman Miola. It's Miola who makes the catch in foul territory, and Lund works out of the bases loaded 1-out jam. He's walked 3, but Lund has struck out 4. Keeping Vanderbilt off the board so far in this one. Vanderbilt, Oklahoma State scoreless on a Sunday morning in Arlington.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field, with special live performances from two-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run. Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only two seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
Scott Sudikoff and Ty Harrington back with you. It worked out well. TCU and Oklahoma will play later tonight. And the winner of that game will be the winner of the weekend. While Oklahoma State here in this game and Texas Tech coming up next against Arkansas in search of their first win of this very young season.
Looking at this and what these guys' records are, and then I think about last night with 25,000 people. Yeah. It was so much fun and electric in here last night.
Yeah, TCU hanging on for that 5-4 win last night against Arkansas after they had the 5-0 lead to begin things, or 4-0. It was a one-run win. Colin Brigham gets a good piece, line drive center field over the head of Holcomb and over the wall for an automatic double. Colin Brigham with his first hit of the season and just the third extra base hit of the season for the Cowboys.
You know what? His ball is a missile. He does a really good job of flattening the barrel on it. We'll get a second look at it. Look at him get inside of it, flatten that barrel. And I mean, this ball is hammered line drive out to center field, over his head, bounces, and not only is it bounces and goes and hits over the other side of the bullpen on the wall over there, to tell you how hard it was hit.
107.3 off the bat for Brigham, who had 11 doubles last year for Oklahoma State, has his first this season. As ball one, it is thrown to T.P. Wentworth, the right fielder. He's 2 for 6 with a walk on the season. He's a transfer from Clemson. First season with the Cowboys. As that drops in there for strike number 1. 1-1. Brigham at second. The first hit of the game for either team. It'll be 1-2. Terrence Bowen is on deck, the second baseman, making his first appearance of the season and of his career. He's a true freshman waiting on deck. The 1-2 from Nate Taylor, and he got them all tied up. Fourth strikeout for Taylor. One down here in the second.
Yeah, it's a good job of locating elevated fastball from Taylor. Second look at it, sitting in the middle. Look at that thing just explode. I mean, that baseball just explode right as it gets near the plate. That's what you call high spin rate. You don't need a meter to tell you how hard it's spinning, but it was spinning.
All right, here's the second baseman, Terrence Bowen, in his first career at bat. Out of Dallas, Georgia. Won a 4A state title in Georgia at Blessed Trinity Catholic High School last year, where he hit .398 with 9 homers and 27 RBI. A wave and a miss there, 1-1. Oklahoma State last year went 30-25. They finished 7th in the Big 12 with a 15-12 record, reaching the NCAA regionals. And they've reached the NCAAs every year under Josh Holliday. Of course, not counting 2020 because nobody made it that year. 1-2, strike 3. Taylor's got 5 punch-outs.
This acts like a backup slider, front door slider, meaning front door to right-handed hitter, right, and it just kind of backs up a little bit on him and catches what it looks like it might be the inside part of the plate. We'll get another look at it. It's going to be sitting above it.
Alex Conover, the DH, takes strike 1. He's 0 for 2 on the year. Played in the game Friday against Arkansas, getting his 2nd start. So Brigham began the inning with a double. He's still standing at second base. That'll be low, a ball and a strike to the junior Alex Conover, who had 254 last year with 6 homers and 22 RBI across 41 games, made 30 starts. High for ball 2, and you can hear the effort that Nate Taylor's putting into his pitches. He's got the grunt going.
Well, he knows he's had an opportunity to be 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning as well, which started off with a leadoff double.
Yeah, on the 2nd pitch of the inning, Brigham. They check on him at second. Brigham hit it 107.3 off the bat and just took off over the head of the center fielder Holcomb and then bounced over the wall. Just the 9th hit Oklahoma State has had so far this weekend and their 3rd extra base hit. Trying to take advantage of it with 2 outs. 2-2 to Alex Conover.
Yeah, not a huge break in this slider. It's just enough that it, you know, off velocity wise and spins and moves just enough to get the barrels off of them and surprise them.
Conover will lift it, 3rd base down the left field line, and it's going to be into the 5th row where I think that ball was caught cleanly. Nice play over there. This isn't banana ball, so it's not an out.
Yeah, Bobby, they deserve it. It's a good catch. Guys just sitting around watching a little baseball, hanging out. Here we go again. Another look. I got it. You got it. You take it. Yep.
And he made the smart play, making it a kind of a basket in the belly instead of trying to reach up and catch it. This one is looped and back is second, backing up the shortstop. Riker Waite makes the catch, and Oklahoma State can't take advantage of the leadoff double by Colin Brigham. We've played 2 innings here in Arlington. No score between the Commodores and the Cowboys.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap. A crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at forrestfrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forest Frank.
Jesus is coming down.
Produced by TPR.
Well, 6 remarkable kids have each teamed up with a participating university for the Shriners Children's College Showdown Team Fundraising Challenge. All weekend long, teams will compete to see which fan base can raise the most money in support of Shriners Children's. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate in honor of your favorite team today. Let's see, Arkansas leading, followed by Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, the top 3 in those donation standings. No score, top of the 3rd. Ethan Lund delivers a pitch to Rustin Rigdon. That's ball 1. Lund, that was his 51st pitch. He's only thrown 25 for strikes. He's not allowed a hit, of course, or a run, but he struck out 4 and walked 3. Rigdon fouls it back to the screen, and it's 1-1. He struck out looking his first time.
I think Lund's had better control in the strike zone, in the true strike zone, with his slider or his breaker right there as he has with his fastball. And again, he's getting strikes on his fastball, but they've been swung at strikes. Most of them elevated and a lot of them out of the strike zone. Just tells you the life of that fastball.
3 of his 4 strikeouts have been strikeouts swinging. 2-2 to Rigdon. Barzy and Brody Johnston to follow the top of the Vanderbilt order. Check swing. They appeal to first and out, says Shane Matheny. Strikeout number 5 for Ethan Lund.
Back to that breaker, gets that barrel moving just enough, Scott. And if once you get that barrel moving, gets out in front of the plate, those umpires are going to call it.
So 1 out, nobody on for Colin Barzy, who struck out in the first inning. He'll take ball 1. London last year, his strikeout high was 4 in an inning and 2/3 that he pitched against Clemson back at his first outing of the year last year, February the 14th. And here we are, February the 15th of 2026, and he has 5 strikeouts in 2 1/3. And this is already his longest career outing. There's a strike. 1-2.
I think the breaker and the slider has helped his rhythm this half inning with his fastball. One of the few fastballs we've seen down in the knee area today so far.
That's a foul.
He starts getting that fastball in there in that same thigh knee area. He's going to be able to throw that slider off that same line, Scott, that all of a sudden disappears. The catcher's got to turn his glove down. It'll go right underneath the hitter's barrel and get them to swing over the top of it.
2-2. His final 2 outings last year, he went 2 innings at Missouri State on April the 1st, and then didn't pitch again until May 31st against Binghamton. Of course, in the regionals, and he had 2 scoreless innings, so 2 1/3 here and 5 strikeouts, a career high for Lund in his first appearance this season, and add another one to that strikeout total. That's number 6.
Oh, that is rough. That is rough. He's gone fastballs majority of this count, and he just runs this fastball right on top of him. 93 miles an hour, and that is so hard on those hitters and those left-handed pitchers, particularly if you're probably looking and sitting on that slider right there, and he just rams that fastball on top of you.
That one gets away a bit to Brody Johnston, who's grounded out to shortstop. Only 2 balls have been put in play by Vanderbilt. The ground out by Johnston in the first inning, and the foul out to third by Logan Johnstone that ended the second inning with the bases loaded. Both teams have had runners in scoring position now. Vanderbilt had bases loaded 1 out last inning. Oklahoma State had the leadoff man Brigham in at second and did not score in the home half of the second inning. And now Lund in danger of his fourth walk as it's 3-0 to Johnston. Brody Johnson, a sophomore, the SEC all freshman and all defensive team last year. Will take all the way and was the SEC tournament MVP. He got that championship game off to the right start, had a 2-run homer in the first inning on that title game against Ole Miss. Big swing and a miss. Was looking for home run number 4 this season, and the count full.
Now, why not? He's sitting dead red. He threw him a little slider, but he was sitting dead red, which is what you want to do as a hitter. You get those plus counts, you try to take advantage of them.
Chopped up the third base side foul. As Lund is looking for his second clean inning. Although he's had to battle, he threw 17 pitches in the first inning, 33 pitches in the second inning, and he is at 66 total now, 16 in this frame. Johnston takes ball 4. That is the 4th free pass issued by Lund.
You don't hear this stat line very much. 4 base on balls, 5 strike. I mean, it just in what are we at? 2 2/3 of an inning. You just don't hear that very often or see it very often.
Yeah, 68 pitches, 35 for strikes, so just over 50% on his strike rate. No hits, no runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts over his longest career outing so far. Or, not so far. So far in his career, today is his longest outing. Assuming that Josh Holliday and his staff would like to see that number get a lot higher as the year goes on. Braden Holcomb, the batter. 1-1. Brody Johnston at first base. Holcomb struck out his first time. And he'll check over at first.
Yeah, interesting. Johnston cut his lead down from where it was, and sometimes you're trying to get the pitcher to notice it so that maybe he will pick, as you're trying to kind of decoy yourself on your lead.
2-1. Not a big base stealer. Stole 2 bases last year in 4 attempts. Brody Johnston.
Yeah, but it's an information piece, an intel piece. You're trying to show them something different, the pitcher, to get him to think and to show his move so that you and the rest of your team can get a glimpse of it.
Holcomb can't hold up that swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Vanderbilt still in search of its first hit. They have drawn 4 walks over the last 2 innings. Ethan Lund trying to get through 3 scoreless. Swing and a miss. Have to apply the tag or throw down to first, which Brady Francisco does. And Ethan Lund battling through this one. 3 innings. He's walked 4, but he struck out a career-high 7. Go the home half of the 3rd. Still 0-0 at Globe Life Field.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
every pitch.
Got him swinging.
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front.
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
Scott Sudikoff and Ty Harrington back with you inside Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Vanderbilt and Oklahoma State, each team looking to find a run in this one. It's Ethan Lund for Oklahoma State, 3 innings pitched. He's walked 4, struck out 7, no hits allowed. And then Nate Taylor about to begin his 3rd inning for Vanderbilt. And being joined by Vanderbilt head coach Tim Corbin. And coach, with Nate Taylor beginning his 3rd inning here. He struck out 5. He's allowed just the 1 hit. What have you liked so far from his performance on the mound?
Pretty good attack for sure. Straining the leadoff double was good for him as well. But just like to see him settle in and minimize his pitches a little bit.
Coach, describe for the fans a little bit. I know you guys come here into this tournament, the weather and the facility, but describe the competition. What does it mean to you to come to these tournaments, and how good are these teams in your mind?
Well, I mean, they're all good. I think that's first. I think secondly, though, you play different personalities, and I think that's important for you, too, as you go through the season. Sometimes you can get to the postseason and not play a team that plays in a certain way. And, you know, we played TCU. They had an offensive brand, and certainly yesterday with Texas Tech, speed, and, you know, now with Oklahoma State and Josh's team, it's kind of power. So it's good to play different varieties of teams.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck here in the rest of this one.
Okay, thank you.
24th year as Vanderbilt's head coach, 965 wins. As Nate Taylor walking Brady Francisco on 4 pitches to begin the 3rd inning. So it's the 3rd base runner for the Cowboys, the 2nd walk issued by Taylor. And turns the lineup over to Brock Thompson. Struck out looking his first time.
And if you're Oklahoma State, you at this point try to create some offense. You haven't scored many runs. You've had a lot of strikeouts. Do you try to run and hit and run, or do something to create some offense and some momentum?
The ball and a strike to Thompson, sophomore from Bakersfield, California. Struck out looking in the 1st inning. He's now 2 for 8 this weekend after hitting .238 last year. Francisco off from first. The throw down is in time to get Brady Francisco trying to steal second as Colin Barcy throws him out, and Riker Waite applying the tag.
Yep, right. We were just talking about what they were trying to do. And look, it's a hit and run. And to Thompson's defense, it's hard to hit. That slider's underneath his kneecaps, and you're trying to put the ball play, foul it off, do something, but just unable to. And Barcy just coming up, and I mean just letting it rip down to second base right on the money.
And a big one hopper to Carter Johnstone at second, and just like that, 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Well, Ty, so far opponents this year against Vanderbilt are 0 for 2. Trying to steal.
Yeah, and so I mean, he's one of the top, if not the top 3 catchers in the country. Certainly, he's shown it this weekend without any doubt. But you're right. I mean, to defend a hit and run is challenging sometimes for the catchers, particularly in a ball that was thrown to the third, the left, handed hitter's box. But he's showing he's got rocket and accuracy.
Garrett Scholl takes it low and in. He walked his first time. 1 for 6. at Globe Life Field this weekend. 2-run home run Friday against Arkansas. We'll see next against Texas Tech. And that hit him. Hit by pitch by Taylor. So it'll be 1 on and 2 outs for Colin Ritchie.
It looked like it got maybe right up under his front arm. You know, not everybody in the world gets to experience getting hit with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's not an experience I suggest going out in your backyard and trying to figure out what that feels like. But
I'm not going to
just know it's uncomfortable.
Don't ask me. It's not happening. Colin Ritchie fouls it back. Ritchie struck out swinging in the first inning. See if Oklahoma State can take advantage of this 2-out base runner. Had a leadoff man aboard each of the last 2 innings. Brigham had stranded at second with his double in the second inning, and then Francisco caught stealing a few moments ago.
Now, Taylor does a good job of holding runners too. He's got quick feet, gets turned on his picks to first base quick.
Up and away, 1-1. Ritchie, who started 42 games last year, hit .294 with 15 dingers and 39 RBI. And he hits this one high in the air, but shallow right field. Carter Johnstone out, Logan Johnstone in. It's Logan who calls off Carter to make the catch, and that retires the side. A walk, a caught stealing, and a hit by pitch in the inning. Nothing else doing for the Cowboys. Scoreless after 3.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
College softball returns to Flow Sports next weekend with the 2026 Mary Nutter Collegiate Softball Classic. Catch all the top Division I teams all weekend long. And we are also back here the next 2 weekends with the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Check out Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida State, and more as Division I baseball continues to get their season underway. Flow Sports is your one stop for the best in college action. Well, Ty, I believe you'll be here.
I will.
And I'll be taking part in some softball next week with the Mary Nutter, which is, similar to this event right here. You get some of the premier softball teams in the country at that event. There's like 30 of them, though. It's crazy. There's 5 fields, 4 fields going at once. It's a happening.
This has been a happening weekend here.
That's
Let me
true.
tell you, we're on the 3rd day of what has been a tremendous tournament so far, and another 3 great contests today. But what's been interesting for me, see a fastball in there for strike to count 3-1. But what's been interesting for me through this tournament is the amount of offense. Historically, the pitching so far ahead of the offense early in the year like this, but this year not the case.
Well, Ethan Lund just walked his 5th batter. He has 7 strikeouts in 3 innings, and this one batter is up to 78 pitches. We only have a monitor look right now at the Vanderbilt bullpen, which looks like someone was sort of milling about. Got to assume there's probably some milling about going in the Oklahoma State bullpen as well.
They're not doing it yet. I think they're going to let him work in it, or try to work out of it, and work through it.
There's strike 1 to Carter Johnstone. So Whitcomb walks for the 2nd time. He's at first base. Carter Johnstone walked in the 2nd inning. No balls and a strike to the Vanderbilt second baseman. And he rips it down the right field line and foul. Maybe by a foot down the line there.
Still to date right now in his pitching performance, Lund, his best in the strike zone pitch, not swing miss pitch out of in the strike zone pitch, has been his slider. There's been a secondary breaker slider, and when he's needed to try to get ahead and or have to throw a strike, that's probably been it's been his most popular one and his best one.
Lund staring at the runner at first base. Whitcomb delivers the pitch outside and low. There is action in the Oklahoma State bullpen. And it is right-hander Noah Weck, a sophomore who made 19 appearances last year with a 3.41 ERA. Had to break out the binoculars for the first time today, Ty, for that one. That's what, 510 feet away from us? That bullpen?
It's not close.
No. And I'm in year 1 of wearing glasses.
Oh.
So. 1-2, a rip up the middle, and snared by Terrence Bowen. Diving back to first base is Whitcomb. 1 out.
Kind of a soft liner, kind of an in-between liner, whether it was hit hard, looked like it caught him in on the hand. Second baseman had to jump just a little bit. Bowen did come up with it. Base runner at first base doing a good job, not getting too far out and away from first base, making sure it clears the infield.
So 10 outs have been recorded by Ethan Lund. That's just the 3rd one that's been put into play. As the batter is Max Jensen, who was part of that 3 walks in a row issued by Lund with 1 out in the 2nd inning before he got a strikeout and a foul pop out. And the Commodores left the bases loaded that inning. Cut and a miss, and it's 0-2 to Jensen. An all Ivy League player at Cornell. Hit .284 last year. Just 17 games before an injury ended his season for the Big Red. First team all Ivy League back in 2024. And he's down on strikes. Strikeout number 8 for Ethan Lund, who continues to extend the career highs, not only in innings pitched, but the strikeouts.
Bigger breaker. He gets him on right here. Instead of that little smaller slider, this was a bigger breaker. Tough one. It's a left-left matchup. When you got a guy like Glenn with a power fastball, used a bigger breaker away to get him to swing and miss and chase it out of the zone.
Riker Waite comes up, struck out swinging in the 2nd. And the runner at first base, Whitcomb. And the count 0-1 to the Vanderbilt shortstop. See, last season, this is Waite's first year in the starting lineup. Had just 3 at-bats last year. Got his first 2 career hits yesterday against Texas Tech, including His first career home run. Drove in 3 RBI against the Red Raiders. Outside, 2-1.
No pun intended. He waited his turn, and now he's in the middle of it, right? He's one of the guys that, as Corbin was talking about in the pre-tournament meeting, you know, trying to find out, discover the lineup, who it is, what it is, where everybody goes.
And has the count in his favor at 3-1. 90th pitch that was just now for Ethan Lund. Wait out of Queen Creek, Arizona. Will take strike 2. Full count. And that'll give Mac Whitcomb a head start with 2 outs here in the inning.
Now first baseman's going to play behind the runner at first base. You see him. He can cover more ground. The runner's going to be off anyway.
There he goes. And a foul to the right side by Waite.
Either way, I think this is the ceiling for Lund right now, pitch count wise. And if he can get out of this inning, obviously I'd be shocked if we see him come back. But also if he doesn't get this hitter, you're going back to the top of the lineup soon.
And there is the 6th walk issued by Lund. And there is going to be a pitching change here. Let's take a look at this last pitch, though, and see how close it was with our technology here. And
right at it. Baseball split in the strike zone. I'm at the bottom of the strike zone. So they're going to make the change. I mean, I thought that was a ceiling for him anyway on that hitter. You know, you got the 9-hole hitter coming up, but then in the same breath, to let him go back to the top of the order and face him a 3rd time through the lineup, I didn't think they were going to let him do that. Mainly the pitch count.
So Blake Hawksworth comes out, makes the change for Oklahoma State. We'll step aside, come back, tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. No score between Vanderbilt and the Cowboys, but Vanderbilt has 2 on and 2 out when we come back. New pitcher out there for Oklahoma State is Noah Weck. He'll be making his first appearance this season. Last year, 19 appearances, 17 out of the bullpen. Had an 0-4 record, but we know how the records can sometimes not tell the full story. He had a 3.41 ERA over 31 2/3 innings pitched last year. He had 23 walks, 32 strikeouts. Opponents hit .264 off of Weck. 6'1", 203-pound right-hander. Comes on with 2 on and 2 out.
He's got to strike out an inning. I mean, he's right at that 32 out of 31 innings, which is what you want out of your pitchers. You'd love to see that 23 base on balls in 31 innings go down. But a lot of guys that are power pitchers rely on that swing miss and the hitters chasing out of the strike zone.
He had a standout performance in the NCAA in the regionals in Athens against Duke last season, through 6 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts against Duke. It was a 19th round draft pick by the Brewers in 2024. Through ball 1 to Logan Johnstone, first and second for the Commodores. They throw back to second, and diving in is Mac Whitcomb. Ethan Lund, 3 2/3. It'll be a hitless performance. He's hoping no runs. He walked 6, struck out 8 through 93 pitches, 49 for strikes. Breaking pitch for strike 1. 78-mile-per-hour curveball.
The ball acted like the old school drop ball. A 12-6 breaker. More down than across.
Johnstone fouled out to end the second inning with the bases loaded. Has another runner in scoring position chance here. 2 balls and a strike. He's got 2 RBI of the year. He's 4 for 9 with 2 doubles. He's the older brother of Carter, who lined out this inning. Both of them transferring into Vanderbilt this year. 3-1.
Well, he finds himself right now in a 3-1 count, a plus count offensively. As a hitter, you're going in and looking for one spot. You're hoping it's a fastball, but if it's not, you swing through it, but you're going to be aggressive if it's in the strike zone.
It's ball 4 from Weck. And Vanderbilt will have the bases loaded for the second time in this ball game. And Rustin Rigdon will be coming up with the bases juiced.
Johnstone takes his walk patiently, didn't swing. That's that fastball on a 3-1 count, and now you flip it over to the top of the top of your lineup with Rigdon, as you just aforementioned. Bases loaded for the second time without a hit.
His first at bat this season with the bases loaded. And that's ball 1. Whitcomb at third, he walked. Waits at second, he walked. Johnstone at first, he also walked. There's been 1 hit in this game. It was Oklahoma State with a double by Brigham in the second inning. 2-0 to Rigdon.
That's a hitter right now. You think, all right, I'm in a great count. You know he's got to try to throw a strike. Bases loaded, but you still want it to be a good hitting pitch. You're looking middle of the plate to be aggressive.
There's strike 1 from Weck. 2-1.
You know that's a called strike. It was at the kneecaps. It's a good take. You're still ahead in the count if you're Rigdon.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. Checks his swing. Home plate umpire Chris Griffith says he went around, and it's 2-2. And a pivotal moment in this game right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. No score in the top of the 4th. Weck delivers, gets the huge strikeout. So that is now 7 runners left on base by Vanderbilt today, and 4 of them in scoring position, twice leaving the bases loaded. We played 3.5. Oklahoma State and Vanderbilt still knotted up at 0.
Today we're here to celebrate and bring into our program Anita, who happens to be a patient at Shriners Chicago, where she receives therapy and rehabilitation.
When we took her to the hospital, they had no clue what was wrong. He said, I have no idea. All I know is that her body is declining fast.
That was septic shock that was inside of her body.
Everything like turned purple and black, no blood flow and everything in my legs, so basically had to amputate my legs because of that. At first, you realize you don't have legs and you feel like you can't walk anymore. And we went up to Shriners Chicago. They did intense therapy. After that, it was just basically walking like a normal person would walk. And it was really nice.
Your family is your inner team, but you need external people who have knowledge and know-how. The Shriners provide that. The Shriners are doing God's work. They're providing families what they need when maybe sometimes they don't have the resources to do that.
We are so proud to carry out our mission, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
Anchor down!
Scott Sudikoff back alongside Ty Harrington here at Globe Life Park. That trophy will be given out tonight with the winner of the TCU-Oklahoma game. Both of those teams 2-0 this weekend. Coming up next, we'll have Texas Tech. They're hoping to leave here with one win. Arkansas 1-1, and then the 2-0 teams, TCU and Oklahoma. It'll wrap up a terrific weekend of college baseball to begin the 2026 season.
It was not designed that it was going to be both those teams in the late game tonight be 2-0, yet kind of worked out perfectly from a tournament perspective that the championship game would be the last one.
Aiden Miola fouls off the first pitch from Nate Taylor, who continues in this game. That was his 57th pitch. And he's allowed one hit. He's walked 2, struck out 5. Now the 0-1 from Taylor. Ground ball, shortstop, Waite gobbles it up, slings it on to first base. And leadoff man retired for the first time in the last couple of innings, as Oklahoma State in the last 2 innings had the leadoff man on.
Well, the infielders hadn't been involved much today. It's been strikeout walks, a couple fly balls, and just a handful of ground balls, but Waite does a good job of filling it clean. It's his feet set, shoulders square, makes a strong, accurate throw to first base.
Brings in Colin Brigham, who has the only hit of the game today. A double to center field, an automatic double. Bounced over the wall, over the head of the center fielder, Holcomb. It's Brigham's first hit of the season. He's 1 for 7. And he gets another good piece here to right center field. Holcomb will track it down, though, in the gap.
Back-to-back good swings by Brigham. And this one, baseball just got in the way of, meaning the center fielder was there, but this ball is hit pretty good, just like not quite as hard as the first one, but just like its similarity in the middle part of the field means he's got his swing lined up for the middle part of the field. 2 good swings for him today.
1 mile per hour less on the exit velocity on that out. There's the difference in baseball. Yeah. 106.3 off the bat there. Also, just placement on the field, and Holcomb had a good read on that right off the bat.
Yep, he did. He had a good break on it. It wasn't quite as high as the first one that got over Holcomb's head.
TP Wentworth is the batter, and fouls it over the screen and back in the stands behind home plate. Wentworth struck out swinging his first time. Played at Clemson last year. 11 games, hit .220, 7 RBI. Also pitching for Clemson. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Nate Taylor. 4 innings in the books at Globe Life Field. Oklahoma State and Vanderbilt are scoreless on Flow College.
I'm Zavi. I'm a patient ambassador for Shriners, and I'm at the OSU campus to meet the players and coaches and tell them a little bit more about my story and learn what it takes to be a college baseball player.
When I was pregnant, I went in and said, you're having a healthy boy, but we're like 90% sure he's missing his fibula. He was born with fibula hemimelia. It is the absence of his fibula. I found Shriners through the NICU where he was staying after I gave birth.
I've been going to them since I was 8 months old. I got my first prosthesis at 12 months old.
In the past 16 years, Zavi has probably had 500 appointments or more. They have built Zavi over 40 prosthetics.
So many times as coaches or college athletes or teams, we read about and hear about the limiting factors and the questions of why not. And this is one of those rare opportunities where someone shows you why you can.
I got to see him take some ground balls out there, and just knowing that he's not limited to anything because of price, just awesome that Shriners do that for kids like him.
I'm really excited to represent Oklahoma State at the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
OSU Cowboys!
Oklahoma State and Vanderbilt scoreless here, as we will welcome you into the booth, and being joined by Zavi here, the Shriners kid for Oklahoma State, and 16 years old.
Yes, sir.
Coming out here to some great college baseball action. What's your favorite part about being here, a part of this event?
Everything. I love baseball, and I now love Oklahoma State. They've treated me so well, and I was just in Oklahoma, Stillwater, touring their campus, and they treated me so well, and it's a blessed opportunity to be here today.
Look, I caught some video of you taking ground balls and moving around. Yeah, no, it comes easy for you. It's natural for you. And so
it is.
you do like the game. You enjoy being around the game a lot, correct?
Yes, for sure.
What's your overall favorite position to play in baseball?
Second base.
Second base?
Yes, sir.
Now, like, why do you think you gravitate towards second base, maybe not shortstop? Why that middle infield position? Putting you on the spot.
It's kind of funny. My arm, I don't have like the craziest, strongest arm, so. But I've always had a very good glove, so I always played second base.
Yeah, I had that. I had the same arm. It's okay. Second base is fine.
Yeah, second base is great, and I've been playing it since I was a kid. So, yeah.
Well, I thought the videos. I got to tell you, when I was watching you in between, I think it was yesterday's game. They were showing some of it.
Yeah.
And, you had great actions. You had some great baseball actions. Did you get your athleticism from your mom? You know, which one?
I don't even. My mom did used to play basketball.
Is that right?
And my dad used to swim, so maybe it runs in the family. I'm not sure.
It's a good combination of athletic DNA, I think.
Yeah, and great answer, by the way. That way you don't have to tell one get more athletic than the other, right? You got it. Yeah.
Count 2-1 here to Colin Barcy, leading off for Vanderbilt in the top of the 5th inning. And Noah Weck, who came on, faced 2 batters in the 4th with the walked Johnstone to load the bases, but then got Rustin Rigdon to strike out, and the Commodores left them loaded. It's a pretty good view up here, right?
Yeah, it's great.
We still need the monitor though, because it's sometimes tough to see things. As Barcy got underneath it, and it's the center fielder Colin Ritchie who goes and makes the catch over there. Yeah, that happens a lot in broadcasting as well when you're new to it. I once called a pop-up to shallow center field. Off the bat, I'm like, that ball's gone. And then it was caught 200 feet away. So it happens.
Yeah. It happens even when you're not new at this, by the way.
There we are on the monitor as they zoom out there. Right above the Rangers. Here's Brody Johnston. Ground out to short and walked his last time. And it'll be strike 1 from Noah Weck. Vanderbilt does not have a hit yet. Oklahoma State has the only hit of this game.
How impressive has it been for you with the speed of the game, the collegiate game, the pitching, the velocity, the running, the bat, everything? What is that like? We see a ground ball over to third base. Have you noticed a difference in the level, obviously, that you're playing, but just how impressive it is for these pitchers, 92 to 97 mile an hour all weekend long, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It teaches me a lot. It shows me where I want to be at eventually when I graduate high school and potentially get an offer from a college. It shows me what I need to work on, where I need my arm to be at, where I need my bat to be at, and it's like a learning lesson.
Brody Johnson just ground out to third, and Aiden Miola threw him out. And here's Braden Holcomb, who struck out twice. So he's happy to see the starting pitcher Ethan Lund out of the game today. can't hold up his swing. They will appeal, but a very quick strike shown by Shane Matheny down to first base. How about Ethan Lund today? Career high 3 2/3 innings, struck out 8. You know, doesn't give up a hit, so good outing for your guy today. 0-1, and it's 0-2 to Holcomb. Had him way off balance.
But these are two different looks. I mean, you got a beginning of the year. I mean, at the beginning of this game, you got Lund left-handed. It's a power 94, 95 on our four-seamer with a breaker. Now you go to the right-hander with a lot of sliders and changeups. Quite a bit more off-speed.
Yeah, great off-speed.
That's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We got Zavi up here in the booth. Maybe a future Oklahoma State Cowboy, or
potentially.
You'll play wherever, you know.
I'll play wherever.
Yeah, play wherever, right? But
yeah,
he might lean that way.
For sure. They've treated me great.
1-2 pitch. And that's fought off down the right side and slicing out of play.
What Weck's been able to do is use his secondary pitches, his breaker and his changeup early in the counts to get the hitters to swing miss, get it behind, and then he's using his fastball later. You know, old school people would say he's pitching backwards. Secondary first, and then your fastball to try to finish him off.
Yeah, I've seen him throw first pitch curveball probably 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
This was one. This pitch was close. Just outside. 2-2. At the top of the 5th, no score. First game of the day. 2-2, another close ball, and it's full. 3-2 to Braden Holcomb with Mac Whitcomb on deck for Vanderbilt.
What do you got, breaker? On 3-2 pitch, or are we going with a fastball? What do we got going on here?
3-2 pitch. I'm going to say a slider outside.
All right, here we go.
Weck delivers. Hey, it's outside.
It was a cutter outside.
Close enough.
It was a cutter outside.
But ball 4.
I was in line with you. I thought he was going to his breaker right there too, but he went to his cutter.
So that's the second walk issued by Noah Weck. The 1 on with the 2 outs for Mac Whitcomb coming up. Whitcomb has walked twice. Those are both against the starter Lund. Oklahoma State trying to get out of this weekend with the victory, dropping their first 2 games to Arkansas and Oklahoma, which no one in Stillwater could be happy about. That's high. Ball 1 to Mac Whitcomb. And then Vanderbilt, they lost their opening game on Friday to TCU 5-4 before beating Texas Tech yesterday 13-3. Long pause from Weck. Delivers. And that's a strike. 1-1.
His first pitch, trying to make sure he held the runner as well. Didn't quite, kind of more of a slide step. Quicker to the plate, didn't get his hand over the top of the breaker. That time they go right back to it again to help him get a feel for using it, and he was able to land it for a strike.
Second baseman Terrence Bowen playing way up the middle, almost behind the second base bag. So a huge hole on that right side of the infield. Are you a right-handed hitter or a left-handed?
I'm a right-handed.
So maybe you poke one through the right side here if you could.
Little ground ball to second base, hit and run.
1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Whitcomb with Holcomb at first base. Weck delivers, and he struck him out looking. Nice. Second strikeout for Noah Weck, and it's a scoreless top of the 5th for Vanderbilt. Well, Zavi, thank you so much for joining us here in the booth. Best of luck moving forward with your high school and collegiate career.
Thank you so much.
See if your team can pull out the victory today.
Hopefully.
All right, no score.
My friend. Great to have you up here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No score as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Scott Sudikoff and Ty Harrington back with you. No score, Oklahoma State and Vanderbilt into the home half of the 5th inning. Oklahoma State, I mentioned they've reached the NCAA tournament in every year that Josh Holliday has been the head coach. Last reached the College World Series back in 2016, something they have done 20 times as a program. I want to get back to the Super Regionals, though. It's been since 2019 for the Cowboys. But first things first, though, Ty, they want win number 1 this year, and they got to find some offense. There's just been one hit in this game, and it's been the Colin Brigham double.
Well, they're definitely going to have to get their offense in a better position. And again, now they've faced, some above average arms over the last 2 games as well. But obviously the strikeouts an issue for them at the beginning of the season. But I want to circle back a little bit to the history of Oklahoma State. I was walking in here and saw Tom Holliday, who was a longtime head coach and assistant at Oklahoma State, as he was headed to the radio booth, and one of the more decorated and successful college coaches in college baseball. See Taylor elevate his fastball for a strikeout. But in Oklahoma State, we had Pete Incavilla in here, yesterday or 2 days ago, and then you see the list of the championships. All-Americans, College World Series appearance, 6 overall. I mean, it's an unreal baseball family. They love their baseball in Oklahoma State. It's been successful for a long time. And back in the glory days, when I say the glory days, the golden years of college baseball, for me personally, the 80s, when ESPN was and everybody was just pumping out the College World Series, Oklahoma State and Gary Ward and Tom Holliday, they were right in the middle of it back in the day. And I mean, and it just kept on going. And now it's in Josh's hands. He's done an unbelievable job of getting them into postseason and leading the direction of that program.
Alex Conover trying to bunt his way on there. By the way, Nate Taylor, before today, the most pitches he had thrown in an outing was 24 in his debut last year at Georgia. And then the most innings he'd ever thrown in a game was an inning and a third. And making his first career start today, over 4 1/3, the 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and that was just his 7th strikeout when he struck out Terrence Bowen. It's down to count 3-0 though to Conover. Trying to bunt earlier, but got out of the way and took the bat back. And now a 4-pitch. Oh no, they have the count wrong up on the big board here in the stadium. So that actually is ball 3 now. So I believe it's 3-1. So that was a strike on the attempted bunt by Conover. Popped out in back as shortstop his first time. And now he does walk. The 3rd walk issued by Nate Taylor today. There is action in the Vanderbilt bullpen. Right-hander is warming up, and it is number 77, Alex Kranzler. There he is. Made 18 appearances last year out of the bullpen. 6-1 with a 3.62 ERA. A terrific year out of the pen for Vanderbilt. He's heating up to come on into this one. It's Brady Francisco, the batter. And now we get a timeout and a mound visit for the Commodores.
Go out and just make sure he feels okay. I mean, his pitch count's starting to climb. And most of these guys have a ceiling of around 80 to 85 pitches. Fortunately for these programs, they were all given an extra 8-9 days, but this year to get their players ready, start earlier team practice, and that can help a little bit getting these guys. But most of them are going to keep them at that 80-85 level, somewhere in there, pitch count wise, and just making sure he feels okay. You walk the leadoff guy in the 5th. That's going to get a lot of guys' coaches' attention.
Brady Francisco began his career at Grand Canyon back in 2024, but redshirted that year. Played junior college last season. And his first plate appearance walked in the third and then was caught stealing at second base. 1-1 to Francisco with Conover at first base. There goes the runner, and there's a ball in the shallow center that will drop down for a hit. And it looked as if Conover actually did get deked out there by the center fielder Holcomb, because that ball was going to land well in front of the center fielder, who played the old put the glove up, and Conover really hesitated before he got to second.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was going on, to be honest with you, Scott, because it's a hit and run. It's a great job of him reaching over, Francisco reaching out over the strike zone to make contact, which is what you're supposed to do at a hit and run. But he stopped and started shuffling his feet, looking at the center fielder. And I'm like you, I think he should have recognized, let's just go with that, could have recognized it, been able to get to third base.
First and second now for Brock Thompson. And lob one back to Riker Waite with Conover on board. Second time today the Cowboys have had a runner in scoring position. Yeah, the runner at second, nobody out back in the second inning.
Yeah, I think they're going to go get him. That was make sure the guy was ready, pick off, move to second base, and I think they're going to make the move now.
Yeah, it looks like Kranzler will be coming out of the bullpen as Jim Corbin makes the change on the mound. Good first career start for Nate Taylor. We'll tell you more about it when we come back here on Flow College. Well, Nate Taylor, a good outing overall for him in his first career start. 4 1/3, 2 hits, no runs so far, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 75 pitches, 47 for strikes. And you can see you almost need 2 different graphics to show all the ranked teams in the SEC, led by LSU, Texas, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Auburn, all inside the top 10. Of course, this Vanderbilt team, number 23 in the nation. SEC baseball, always, of course, at the top of the standings across the country. And the new pitcher is Alex Kranzler for the Commodores. And he throws ball 1 low to Brock Thompson with runners on first and second and 1 out. Kranzler making his first appearance this year. 18 appearances last year with a 6-1 record and a 3.62 ERA over 37 in the third innings. He struck out 40 while walking just 7, and opponents hit 239 off of him. And they say that's a swing. 2-1. 6'3", 219-pound junior from Norwood, New Jersey. 2-1. Turned on foul. 2-2 to Thompson.
Well, he finds himself locked in a good game, walking right into a pretty heated contest. And certainly a pitching duel from the strikeout perspective and lack of runs scored so far. But you gotta love his stats coming out of a year ago, as you just mentioned, the 37 innings and the 40 punch-outs and only 7 walks.
He only walked 1 batter over his final 6 outings last season. And I set it up there because that was a 3-2 pitch, and there's a walk for his first at bat of the season against him. Bases are loaded for the first time for Oklahoma State today. And waiting to see one of these teams cash in with a hit with runners in scoring position, as Oklahoma State does have a hit with runners in scoring position. They're 1 for 7. Or runners, no, they're 0 for 3, excuse me. They're 1 for 7 with a runner on base. And now here's Garrett Shull with the bases loaded.
Yeah, the middle's going to play back early enough in the game. Try to swap 2 for 1, meaning 2 outs for 1, possibly in double play depth. Corner third baseman's going to be close enough that he can go to the plate with it if need be. Now, if the ball took him glove side towards second, he would go to second and try to complete the double play. But now, if you're Shaw, I mean, you're in a position, a 2-0 count, bases loaded. There's nowhere to put this guy, so you got to be looking the middle part of the plate aggressively.
And he went around.
And that's the over-aggressiveness. Ball out of the strike zone, slider out of the strike zone. Instead of it being 3-0, now it's 2-1. Off of the slider out of the strike zone, but got that barrel moving.
2-1 pitch, and the count will be even to Scholl, who has walked and been hit by a pitch today.
It's a good look at that sinker at 93 miles an hour. Now that sinker's going to create some ground ball action. And for Vanderbilt, strikeout would be great, but a double play would be something that they would trade right now to get 2 for 1, or give up the 1 run probably for the 2 outs.
Full count to Scholl. The bases loaded. The pitch in the air, right field. Logan Johnstone is going to settle under it. Runner at third. Conover's going to tag. The throw will be cut off in the middle of the diamond. And the sacrifice fly RBI for Garrett Shull, his 3rd ribby of the young season. And Oklahoma State cashes in first, 1-0.
Well, he goes back to the slider in the 3-2 count. He lands this one in the strike zone. Shull does a good job of getting to the bottom of it. The advantage of hitting, obviously, with a runner 90 feet away with less than 2 outs. Just get the fly ball deep enough for a sacrifice fly to get him in from third.
And now Colin Ritchie, the batter. Now 2 outs and runners on the corners. Ritchie's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out to right field. Check it first. Diving back in, Brock Thompson. He does have 1 steal and 1 attempt this weekend. Kranzler in relief of Taylor. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That run will be charged to Taylor. And he's still responsible for the man on at third.
Yeah, now you're in a situation for Oklahoma State. You got first and third. You try to run a first and third offense right here to try to pick up another run. See what kind of defense.
1-1. That one is hit deep to right field, and it's out of here. 110 miles per hour off the bat with an exit angle of 23.4. And Colin Ritchie, a 3-run home run. And it's 4-0 Oklahoma State.
Well, the Cowboys in search of their first home run like everybody else jumping on the home run parade like the other teams have this weekend, and at a crucial time for them when they're chasing their first win. Their best player in the middle of their lineup, Colin Ritchie, lands all over this slider. That's a line drive home run out of this park.
He had 15 homers last year. And he's now up to 4 RBI. Early on here in the season, and a 4-0 Oklahoma State lead is Aiden Miola. Swings and misses. So Taylor's line officially wraps up with 2 runs allowed over the 4 1/3. And this is in a right center field. Logan Johnstone sliding into the gap and makes a nice play to end the inning. But not before Oklahoma State loads the bases up. They initially get a sacrifice fly from Garrett Shull, but then a 2-out, 3-run homer by Colin Ritchie. It's 4-0 Oklahoma State after 5. All weekend long, Shriners Children's is challenging fans to see which team can raise the most money to help improve the lives of children around the world. Donations of any amount help Shriners Children's empower the extraordinary. Donations of $100 or more earn an exclusive Shriners Children's t-shirt. To move your team up in the fundraising leaderboard, scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate and support Shriners Children's today. 4-0 Oklahoma State, scoring 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning, capped off by a 3-run hot shot homer to right field by Colin Ritchie. And Noah Weck is now on for his 2nd full inning of work. Gets a chopper from Carter Johnstone. He's thrown out at first base by Terrence Bowen. And just what Oklahoma State needed, Ties. A big inning like that, take advantage of the bases loaded and get the 3-run homer by Ritchie.
You had to. I mean, they having a hard time scoring runs. You needed the middle of your lineup. That's why they're there. They needed to deliver, and they did. And obviously, Ritchie's big home run. And now you come back out. You want your pitchers to throw the ball in the strike zone. Let your defense go to work. Keep the momentum in your dugout. Don't give it back by going a 4-pitch walk, creating tension and creating opportunities for the other team. You just went up 4-0. Try to take advantage of it.
Noah Weck has been solid in relief thus far for the Cowboys, and he'll have an 0-2 count on Max Jensen. Weck came in with 2 runners on in the 4th inning and then walked them loaded before striking out Rustin Rigdon. And in the 5th inning allowed a 2-out walk, but that was it. Max Jensen's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. His first at bat against Weck. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Not that other guys in your lineup can't do it, but when the middle of your lineup, like last inning with Oklahoma State, when those guys come in there in those RBI moments, that's why the lineup is designed that way, for those guys to deliver, have a chance to deliver.
That was quite the stat that just popped up on the screen there. Vanderbilt does not have a hit in this game. but they still have left 8 runners on base. 4 of them in scoring position, having left the bases loaded a couple of times. And playing his position, defending it well, Noah Weck. We'll get Jensen for the second out here in the 6th.
He did feel his spot. Once he realized, he kind of flinched a little bit, realized he was going to be able to field this cleanly. Goes over and fields it. Jogs over there, underhand feeds it, which is the safest throw or way to get the ball over there. And you see in your monitor right then, that big deep breath going, all right, relax now, let's move to the next guy.
Riker Waite, the batter. Fastball. Four-seamer at 93 miles per hour, 0-1. Waite struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. He was the last batter that the starter Ethan Lund faced. Lund went 3 2/3. Walked 6, struck out 8 through 93 pitches, 49 for strikes. Of course, no runs and no hits allowed. Vanderbilt's had plenty of base runners, but not a hit yet. 2-1 to the Vanderbilt shortstop. Oklahoma State striking for 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Got a sacrifice fly with the bases loaded by Garrett Shull. And Colin Ritchie tagged one to right field to make it 4-0. 3-1.
Well, this is a situation now. You 3-1, 8-hole hitter, Weck, you got to get right after the strike zone. Regroup. Even if you got to cut it right through the middle of the white of the plate. You want to challenge the hitter here with nobody on.
He does that. A little above the knees with the fastball. Full count. Noah Weck, a sophomore from Wisconsin, was drafted by his hometown team, the Brewers, and he gets a strikeout of Riker Waite for a 1-2-3. Top of the 6th inning, a shutdown inning for Noah Weck after his team put 4 on the board. After 5.5, Noah Weck and the Cowboys have a 4-0 lead on Vanderbilt on Flo College. New pitcher for Vanderbilt is the sidearm of Jacob Faulkner, transfer from Princeton, where in his 4 seasons there, he was a 3-time All-Ivy League pitcher. Last year for the Tigers was 2-4 with a 4.14 ERA over 19 appearances, 14 out of the bullpen. He threw 67 in the 3rd innings with 17 walks and 55 strikeouts. And his uncle Craig played at LSU. A little bit of a SEC connection there for him. He comes on here to begin the 6th, the clean inning, with Oklahoma State leading 4-0.
You know, that doesn't sound bad, right? A degree from an Ivy League school and then go get your grad at Vanderbilt. Think about what that sounds like, you know, moving forward in your life. If pro baseball does it, I mean, that's impressive.
Sets you up pretty well. Also, Nashville's not a bad place to spend some time.
Oh, of course it's not.
There's strike one to Colin Brigham.
I'm giggling because he steps way over to the left side of the mound, sidearm, which creates even more space to the right third base side of it. And that breaker came sweeping out almost from the turf.
Oh, Brigham gets underneath this pitch. Yeah, already working from the third base side of the rubber. And the count will be 0-2. Brigham is 1 for 2, had a double in the second, flied out to center in the 4th. 4 runs, 3 hits for Oklahoma State. They have left 3 runners on base. Vanderbilt, no runs, no hits. And they have left 8 on. Neither team has committed an error today. Center fielder Holcomb plays Brigham to go to left center. Some space in the right center field alley. It's both the right fielder Logan Johnstone and the left fielder Rustin Rigdon are basically straight away. Swing and a miss. Faulkner comes in, gets the strikeout of Brigham to begin the 6th inning.
Well, that sidearm action, his hand goes down below his waist, and watch this ball comes up. See how he starts down low, gets his fingers underneath it, and makes that ball go up. He's not necessarily pitching to sink. That was a high elevated fastball, just like you'd see out of a guy coming over the top with a four-seamer.
TP Wentworth 0 for 2, with a pair of strikeouts, both against the starter Nate Taylor. And that's fisted into the hole between third and short. Opposite field single for TP Wentworth, his 3rd hit of the season. He's now 3 for 9.
Goes right back to another fastball. What's unusual, most sidearm guys use that to sink the ball. This one was coming up just like the last one. He was able to get enough barrel to it. That's one of those strategically placed ground balls.
Terrence Bowen standing in. He's 0 for 2 in his season debut with a couple of strikeouts, playing second base today. Oklahoma State had just 8 hits, 2 extra base hits over the first 2 days of the season. That was now their 4th hit of the game, and they've had 2 extra base hits alone in this one. The double by Brigham in the 2nd, and the 3-run home run by Ritchie in the 5th. They'll sweep outside, 2-0. It goes up as a curveball on the board here at 72 miles per hour. At the belt, 2-1.
He's got a lot of levers flying at you. Long legs, long arms, steps way over. Can be really deceptive on the right-handed hitters because he's starting that his hand and his body out there. You know, your left shoulder and left hip is a right-handed hitter, and he's starting that hand out towards you. You got to really concentrate to keep yourself in there longer. What you really want to do is you want to try to stay in there longer, like you're going to hit the ball back through the middle or even the other way to make sure you don't pull off too soon with that front hip and front shoulder.
He's 6'1", 215, as that's off the end of the bat and slices out of play.
Looks taller than 6'1", though, doesn't he?
I'm going to say, yeah, imagine if he was 6'7".
Here we go. See, he's on the third base side of the rubber. Look how far over he is. That hand's coming from where the shortstop's position would probably be right behind him.
2-2, 1 on, 1 out. And now the count will be full to Bowen with Alex Conover on deck.
Look how far over towards the turf his foot lands. That's his right foot after he comes off the rubber.
Payoff pitch, check swing. They throw down to second. They say it was no swing, and that's ball 4. So even if he did throw him out at second base, it doesn't matter. And the runners will be on first and second. So a lot going on there on that play.
Well, I thought they were going to start him up. You know, this is one of those, it's a run and hit. You just want to stay out of a double play, thinking the pitcher's going to throw a strike, hit a ground ball. The pitch, I think what they were hollering is they thought the pitch was a strike. Vanderbilt thought the pitch was a strike. And now they're going back and forth. As you can see, Chris Griffith giving his opinion about where he thought the pitch was as well.
So it was potentially a called strike, potentially a swing, and then I don't know if the second base umpire Joe Harris made a signal on whether or not he was calling the runner out at second.
Yeah, he was out. No, he was out. It was, you know, he was out by 2 steps, but it was a tremendous throw from Barzy.
So still, an opponent doesn't have a stolen base officially against the Commodores this season. It's Conover ahead of the count, 2-0. Oklahoma State putting 4 on the board in the 5th inning. They had scored 3 runs all season over the first 2 days. They score 4 in the 5th. And 3-0. A couple of bodies up in the Vanderbilt bullpen.
Yeah, that last pitch for sure is going to get some movement. That was a big miss. That wasn't a little miss. That was one of the bigger ones. If you're Conover now, you're ahead in the count, 3-0. Take, and now you gotta sit in an area. You're looking in an area for that pitch to land in or fall in. And if it's in there, it's one of those aggressive swings. Don't pull off the ball. You got to still stay on it. But you want to be aggressive in this count.
3-1. Doesn't get the high strike call, and the bases will be loaded for Oklahoma State for the 2nd consecutive inning.
That's a good at bat, Scott. That's a great take. You're aggressive. We were just talking about, hey, get aggressive right here. Something lands in the middle or middle in, whatever your nitro zone in. Everybody's different, but the ball was up and away, and a lot of guys will chase that, and he did not. Held his pattern and earned a walk out of it.
This will be a mound visit as the right-hander in the bullpen just had backed up to the rubber to start really truly warming up. Connor Hamilton, a freshman out of Thompson Station, Tennessee, the number 5 recruit out of the state of Tennessee, as ranked by Perfect Game. So the next batter is going to be Faulkner's. Bottom of the order, Brady Francisco, who's been on base twice. He's walked, had a single last inning, and then scored on the home run by Ritchie. And then, of course, you go back to the top of the order. And actually, there's going to be... Oh, that is Thompson at the top of the order, actually waiting in the on-deck circle because Francisco's already at the plate.
Vanderbilt's going to stay with a double play deep in the middle defense. Corners are going to be up. The corners are going to go to the plate with it on the ground ball.
Yeah, hit him. Grazed him on the thigh, it appears. And it's 5-0 Oklahoma State.
All you got to do is graze him, touch part of the uniform. We're going to get another look at it. Didn't think it hit him hard, but
I saw a little twitch on the thigh.
We used the word graze.
Yeah,
that's right. You'll take that 100 times with the bases loaded. Take your 90 feet.
If that's how you get hit by a pitch to get an RBI, that's for sure. It's outside, ball 1 to Brock Thompson, who walked and scored last inning. Struck out and grounded out his first 2 appearances. Oklahoma State with a chance here in this inning to really put a stamp on this one. Thompson fouls it off the catcher, Barcy. 1-1. One pitch is foul to the left side. 1-2.
Right spot in the order for the Cowboys to break this game open. At the top of it. The bases, the bases juiced again.
1-2 on the way. Ground ball by the third baseman. Johnston's glove into left field. 1 run is in, and being held at third is Conover. Bowen comes in to score, and it's now 6-0 Cowboys.
Yeah, a nice piece of hitting, ball away from him. Just stays on it, stays on it. It's not always how hard you hit it, but where you hit it. And right in between the shortstop and the third baseman for an RBI single to keep the inning alive and a run scored.
Brock Thompson with his first RBI of the season. 2 more runs in for the Cowboys and still just have the 1 out. That's strike 1 to Garrett Scholl, who started the scoring with a sacrifice fly to right field last inning when the bases were loaded. Now 0-2. Faulkner trying to battle here, or is battling, wants to battle out of this situation. Scholl, liner, center field. Holcomb in his tracks makes the catch, and that'll bring in another run. So Garrett Scholl with his second sacrifice fly, and it's 7-0 Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's good. That's good hitting. That's good mature hitting. Not trying to do too much. You know you got a guy 90 feet away with less than 2 outs again. You'd already experienced it. Looking to get to the middle, just enough of the bottom of the baseball to get it out to the outfield. He hit that ball well. As you mentioned, the second sacrifice fly to the outfield, an RBI.
And it brings up Colin Ritchie, who has the biggest hit of the game so far. A 2-out, 3-run home run last inning. Strike 1 there. Do have a pinch runner who's gone in at second base, as that's a foul. Campbell Smithwick, who had started at catcher the first 2 games of the season, pinch run for Francisco. So that should be a pretty easy swap behind the dish for them. 0-2 the count to Ritchie. Takes that for a ball. Ritchie had a pair of 2-homer games last year, including in the NCAA regionals against Binghamton. That'll get by the glove of Logan Johnstone and reach the wall and easily score 2. Colin Ritchie, his last 2 at-bats over the last 2 innings. A homer, a double, and 5 RBI. And Oklahoma State has blown this one wide open.
Oh, that's your guy in the middle of the lineup. He delivered for you the inning before, comes back around again with 2 strikes. Watch his setup, watch his swing, watch him back leg, that back leg and that front leg, and the flexibility and the athleticism in his swing allows him to stay on that secondary pitch and that off-speed pitch. And he drives it out to right field and clears the bases.
A career day for Ritchie. A career high 5 RBI, and they've all come in the last 2 innings. As Aiden Miola takes ball 1, he's 0 for 3 today. 9th batter of the inning. 5 runs have scored to make it 9-0. That's a strike, 1-1. One from Faulkner. And it'll be 2 strikes on the batter, Miola now. 2 outs in the inning. All 5 of those RBI, of course, for Richie have been pushed across with 2 outs in the inning.
Well, 3 of the 4 balls put in play have been to middle of the field the other way, which shows you the type of approach the Cowboys have had towards it. That got him. That one got him.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 pitch that comes up and hits Miola.
That wasn't a graze.
That's the second batter that Faulkner has hit here in the 6th inning, and he'll face 9 batters, only get 2 outs, and gives up 5 runs and be responsible for the 2 men still on base as Tim Corbin comes out to make the pitching change. 9-0 Oklahoma State here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as the Cowboys have exploded here over the last couple of innings, looking for their first win of the season. We'll step aside, come back, and tell you about the new pitcher in a moment here on Flow College. Oklahoma State with 9 runs over the last 2 innings, 5 here in the 6th, and they're still looking for more. 2 on, 2 outs, and the debut of the new pitcher for Vanderbilt, Connor Hamilton, who is a 6'4", 209-pound true freshman out of Thompson Station, Tennessee, the #1 ranked right-handed pitcher out of the state of Tennessee. And he'll come on and face Colin Brigham. See what Hamilton will bring in his debut. Bounces the first pitch to Brigham, who doubled his first time in the 2nd, has flied out to center and struck out swinging since. He led off this inning with that strikeout against Faulkner, who things looked good right off the bat for Faulkner, but fell apart quickly. .0 and sharply hit into left field. The runner will be set from 3rd. Trying to score is Richie. The throw was off target, and it allows Richie to slide in safely. An RBI base knock for Colin Brigham, his first RBI of the season, and it's 10-0.
That Play was closer than I thought at home plate. Bregman doing a good job. 3 of Oklahoma State's hits today in this inning have been opposite field ground balls and line drives the other way. Talking about their approaches, staying on the ball, good looking swing, drives it the other way, comes up, the left fielder throws it to home plate. I thought it was close, and he was able to get his foot in right underneath the glove of the catcher.
So 6 runs in the inning. And now Oklahoma State getting that lead to 10 means they can close this one down in the next half inning.
Here's the slide. I mean, just right underneath it. He caught it and put both hands into the glove and wasn't able to extend it quick enough to catch Richie's leg or foot as he touched home plate.
TP Wentworth swings and misses, and it's 0-2. A lot of 2-out damage being done by Oklahoma State. They scored 3 of their runs in the 5th inning with 2 outs, and they've scored 3 of the runs here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, now you bring in a no-hitter into the 7th with a run rule. 10-run rule with a no-hitter, and you got a lot going on going out into the 7th for the Cowboys.
Of course, Vanderbilt has had a ton of base runners. They've drawn 8 walks. Everybody's been left on base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wow. Popped up the left side and out of play. So Oklahoma State, obviously the most important thing is they want to get the victory, but it's been over 20 years.
Well, and look, nobody likes to talk about them right during the middle of the game, but the crowd needs to know because we've had run rules already. You know what's going on, and it's 10 after 7 is what the coaches and everybody decided in tournament play to have a 10-run rule.
And that is grounded to the right side and flipped on there by Jensen in time to get the final out. Oklahoma State scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they can close this one down with 3 outs in the 7th, up 10-0. 9-1-2 due up for Vanderbilt here in the top of the 7th inning, down 10-0, and the run rule in effect. So Vanderbilt needs at least a run here to continue this game, and they do not have a hit, although they have had 8 base runners via the walk. Noah Weck will give up a drive to right field, and John Stone will extend this game and give Vanderbilt their first hit with his first Vanderbilt home run. And so Oklahoma State will not get their first no-hitter in 3 years, which was a combined no-hitter in February of 2023 against Loyola Marymount. And this game will at least go to the 8th inning, or maybe it'll at least go to the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, look, like a slider running into him. Obviously got his barrel flush to it, pull side. And you're right, it for sure extends the game another inning. Don't quit in those Commodores now.
Logan Johnstone had 9 home runs last year at Washington State, has his first home run of his Vanderbilt career. And I was also about to say, Noah Weck has pitched well. He still has 2 1/3, first hit, first run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's thrown now 46 pitches and 25 for strikes. Yeah, Vanderbilt still has 9 outs to work with, so this
9 outs and aluminum bats and a lot of different craziness. But I tell you what, that breaker he throws, that curveball is 80, 81 miles. It's got such the old school 12-6, where it just goes almost like an old drop ball, just goes straight down.
1-2 pitch, rolled over behind first base. Brigham will take it himself and retire Rustin Rigdon, who's 0 for 4 today. The first time, though, he hasn't struck out in this game.
Seasoned first baseman. I know this isn't a crazy play, but for coach, you love this. Takes a drop step, gets to the good hop, sticks his hands up, tells the pitcher, I got it. Plenty of time, roll over it, touch first base. Just the pace of that is so mature and so seasoned. A guy who's done it a long time.
Here's Colin Barcy. Swings and misses. He struck out twice against the starter Ethan Lund and flied out to center against Weck in the 5th. Chases, and it's 0-2. Barcy, in his 3rd year at Vanderbilt, out of Naperville, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. His dad Scott played at Northwestern, which is also in a suburb of Chicago. Oh, you know what? I just made people angry.
Here's a look at this breaker. I mean, the depth of it. See, he gets his fingers over the top of it. It's hard to throw.
Up and in, 2-2. I live by Northwestern. They're on the north side of Chicago, but as everybody knows, Northwestern itself is not in the city proper. So
well, I don't know that I knew. I mean,
there you go, I just taught you.
There you go. I learned something new today.
Little fact there. It's an Evanston.
No, my goal is to learn something new every day, and you got me off to an early start.
All right. Well, I got a few more for you later, hopefully.
I got one for you. How cold is it in Chicago today?
Well, I mean, let's see. I'm going to say it's probably like 42 degrees now.
That's warm.
Actually, it's 54 in Chicago.
Isn't that warm?
It is only 10 degrees warmer here than it is in Chicago. As Barcy checks his swing, they have to throw down to first as he went around. And a strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning. Yeah, I thought I was coming here for a nice sunny vacation. Turns out it's only 10 degrees warmer from where I'm from.
I know, right? Look at this thing just tumbles down. Look at the depth, and that thing starts above the strike zone and then just falls to the ground from there. And those hitters see it as it starts in the strike zone, gets that barrel moving, then it just disappears from them.
Brody Johnston, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off his dugout. That's on the third base side. Brody Johnston, last year's SEC Tournament MVP as a freshman. This is the third SEC championship in the last 6 years for the Commodores. Just disappointment, though, in the regionals, hosting and going 1-2, getting knocked out early. Still a 43-18 season last year, and their 19th consecutive trip to the NCAAs. Ty, you touched on earlier how that number's just incredible, the fact that they have been to 19 straight tournaments.
I mean, if you're a Vandy fan, you just expect it, right? I mean, but my goodness, that's just so challenging, and to be able to do it just speaks or a model of consistency. That's what it is. I mean, and what Coach Corbin's done in Nashville, at Vandy, I mean, my gosh, I'm at 19 straight. When more people in college baseball are playing at a high level, it's impressive.
3-1 fouled back by Johnston, so full count. Inning began with a Logan Johnstone home run to at least extend this game to the home half of the 7th, where Oklahoma State could end it with a run, and that was the first hit of the ball game for Vanderbilt, the home run. They've hit 9 homers this weekend. 9 of the 19 in this event this weekend have come from the Commodores. Ball 4 to Johnston.
I'd like to start a new challenge, you know, in the future, because we've got the donations at $243,000 for the Shriner Children's, you know, during the games, all the different teams they posted up there. But maybe we need to challenge the department, school departments, athletic-wise, that every time one of their kids hits a homer, they get donated $1,000. This weekend would have added a lot.
So we'd be at hold on, let me do the math. Right now we'd be at $19,000.
I like it.
Worth of home runs.
I like it.
Because we've had 2 in this game and 17 in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Braden Holcomb, the batter, 0 for 2, struck out twice, and then walked in the 5th inning against Weck. Runner at first base is Johnston. Big healthy cut and a miss by Holcomb. 1-1. There's that total with Arkansas leading the way. Oklahoma State. You can probably scan that QR code right now if you want to donate. Or that website, shrinersshowdown.org. In the air, medium depth, left center field. Colin Ritchie settles under, makes the catch, and sends this game to the bottom of the 7th inning. Logan Johnstone's leadoff home run was the first hit and extends this game to the bottom of the 7th inning. 10-1 Oklahoma State on Flow College. 10-1 Oklahoma State to the bottom of the 7th inning. They can score a run and win this one. Josh Holliday, the Oklahoma State head coach, now at his 14th season, 476 victories. And, well, obviously it's all in the family for the Holidays.
That's an understatement. And their uncle was also a long time, he was an assistant at Oklahoma State too, Dave, and was a long-time scout and professional baseball scout. And so, well, I imagine when they all get together, can you imagine what that Thanksgiving table is like, the conversation? There's probably lunch. Let's go to the cage. Let's take a few swings. Let's watch some replays of the 80s and 90s, you know, College World Series. Let's, you know, whatever, and modern day, and then with Matt and everybody else, and now the grandsons are professional players. I mean, look, you start at the top of that family tree and start working through there, and it probably spells out baseball through the different generations. Yeah. How many guys in that family have played baseball? It's impressive.
You think there's anyone else, though, who sits around the table at those dinners and goes, can we talk about something else for once?
I don't. I wouldn't want to be the one that
a different sport. How about a movie?
Well, Matt was a tremendous football player.
Exactly.
In high school. I mean,
yeah. New pitcher, by the way, for Vanderbilt is Nate Teague, a junior from Snow Camp, North Carolina, who was making his debut. He's been injured the last 2 years. Was a North Carolina 4A Pitcher of the Year as a senior at Southern Alamance High School. And so he's coming in here trying to hold the Oklahoma State number to 10 to give his team another chance at the bat. This is Terrence Bowen leading off. Bowen has struck out twice. He walked and scored in the 6th. Oklahoma State scored 4 runs in the 5th, a sac fly by Shull, and then a 3-run homer with 2 outs by Colin Ritchie. And then they scored 6 in the 6th. And the big hits in that one. They got a couple of nice little pokes for singles. Brock Thompson put it through the infield. Colin Brigham just poked one through. It's a good descriptor there for Oklahoma State to poke it through.
The 2 hardest balls were the sac fly to center field, and then obviously the homer. I think that's why they stayed with him on the mound a little bit longer too, Faulkner, because they basically rolled 2 balls through to the right side, left-handed hitters. They were thinking, well, we want him to get ground balls. Let's stay with him. But then the walks came into play, and then the hard hit ball to center, and then obviously the pull side homer from Ritchie.
Yeah, Ritchie, a 3-run homer and a 2-run double. He set a new career high with 5 RBI in this game. He's got 6 over the course of the weekend. Conover, and then the catcher, Campbell Smithwick, who pinch ran back in the 6th inning. So he was out in the field the top of this inning as the catcher. Again at bat. 2-2. Fought off. Could be playable. Max Jensen watches it go into the stands. The Arkansas fans begin to invade for their game coming up at 2:30 when they take on Texas Tech. Again, Oklahoma State could end the ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. They could push across 1 run. Can't hold that swing up, and Bowen is down on strikes. And so the first batter that Nate Teague faces in his career, he gets a strikeout.
Well, you get to look at how much real estate this breaker covers, and it's a bunch. This ball started in the middle of the plate and then just keeps rolling away. Watch this thing start middle and just keeps going. That's covering a lot of ground. Hard for those right-handed hitters for sure to stay off of it.
First pitch delivered is a strike to Alex Conover, who has walked each of his last 2 at-bats and has scored both times. Popped out to shortstop his first time as he lines one the opposite way. It'll be 0-2.
You're going to see Vanderbilt go pull side defense shift with their infielders. Going to put 3 on the right side, move the third baseman over to the middle part of the field. I think that if he's going to hit a ball on the ground, it's going to be to the right side.
And this will slice towards the second deck.
Now, what it does do, when you move that third infielder over to the right side, if a foul ball over by the third base line, a shortstop's got to be the one's got to go over there and hustle over and make the catch, because there is no third baseman on that side.
1-2 to Conover. One out and nobody on. After today, Oklahoma State will get into a 4-game series in Phoenix. Next Thursday through Sunday, they'll play against Grand Canyon. And then they'll have their home opener on February the 24th against Central Arkansas. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Conover.
What that scheduling tells you is the importance to Josh Holliday that we're going to get these games in. We're going to go somewhere we can play. First step here and find out, as he referred to it, we want to find out about ourselves.
Left field, Rigdon makes the catch for the second out of the 7th inning.
And what he means by that is that you play this kind of competition, you know, face these kinds of arms, you know, everything that goes with it. With these top 25 teams, you find out about yourself. You find out what you may be deficient in. You find out what, you know, what does the speed of the game look like to everybody. And then next weekend you're going to go west, right? You're going to get out there where it's, you know, probably 75 degrees. I'm watching Waste Management. Yeah, they look like they were great. They're in shorts walking around in flip-flops. So.
And here is Smithwick getting his first at bat of the day after he came in as a pinch runner last inning. Junior from Oxford, Mississippi. Transfer from Ole Miss. In the first 2 games, as he gets hit and will get on base. So it's the second pitch he's been hit by already this weekend. He was 0 for 6 officially. Smithwick reaches. Vanderbilt will go home for a, trying to do math here, 6-game homestand. They'll have Eastern Michigan this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a 3-gamer over the weekend with Marist, and then another midweek game with Evansville before they go the Live Like Lou Las Vegas College Classic to take on UC Irvine, Arizona, and Oregon. It's the top of the order right now, Brock Thompson. And that's a ball. Nate Teague on the mound for the Commodores, making his debut. It's two straight pitchers for Vanderbilt that are making their debuts as a college pitcher, albeit different scenarios. Saw Connor Hamilton, a true freshman, make his debut. This is Nate Teague, who is a junior who's been out for the last 2 seasons due to injury. 2-1 pitch. Chop to the right. Grabbed by Max Jensen. He'll tag the bag and retire the side. A runner left on after a hit by a pitch. After 7 full, it remains Oklahoma State 10, Vanderbilt 1.
Hey, sorry about that. He woke me up.
Back at Globe Life Field, you got, of course, former Vanderbilt pitchers Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter. And now they are also with the Texas Rangers as teammates. A couple of years ago, the Rangers able to win their first World Series championship back in 2023. And great to be inside this building for this weekend of baseball. Scott Sudikoff and Ty Harrington with you. New pitcher for the Cowboys is sophomore Stormy Rhodes, who's making his second appearance of the weekend. He threw 13 pitches on Friday against Arkansas, 1 inning in that one. And he comes on here. And throws strike 1. This is Mac Whitcomb leading off. Top of the 8th inning. Oklahoma State with 10 runs over the course of the 5th and 6th innings. Behind the bag at second is the second baseman, Terrence Bowen, who makes the nice play.
He sure does. That's great positioning. You're going to get ground balls with Rhodes on the mound right there because he's got a great sink, left-right movement on his fastball, but this is a good play. He has to go up in front of the bag, get the short hop, puts his hands out front like you're taught as a defender. It's your feet set enough to make a good throw to first base. It's a good play.
He gave up 4 hits in that 1 inning, throwing 13 pitches, but did not allow a run against Arkansas on Friday. And that'll be a base hit into center field for Carter Johnstone, his first hit of the season and his first hit in a Vanderbilt uniform.
That's a good job. That ball starts middle, starting to tail away from Johnstone and his barrel, but he stays on it long enough. Hard hit line drive blooper, some people may want to say, but if you catch enough of that barrel, get it in the middle part of the field, you got a chance to get a base hit. He does.
Max Jensen, the batter. Actually, he's was the batter due, but we got a pinch hitter. It's Tommy Gooden. Sophomore from Thousands Oaks, California. He played in each of the first 2 games, 0 for 4 with 3 walks. So he's batting here for Jensen, who's begun his season 0 for 8. Did draw a 4th walk of the season earlier today, though. Gooden, a sophomore, but did not play last year for the Commodores. The 1-1 from Rhodes. Swing and a miss.
Fastball's got good action to it. Good sink action, left to right, down movement on it at 93, 94 miles an hour. If I'm an infielder, this young man comes to mound, I'm going to get excited about the possibility of getting some ground balls.
1-2, almost hit the back foot. Well, I know you like to learn new things, so let's see if you already know this. Stormy has a brother. What is Stormy's brother's name?
I'm not going to go with open road, so I'm going to let you tell me.
Stoney.
Yeah, there you go.
Stoney and Stormy Rhodes, and Stormy has the strikeout here. His first of the season. He had 14 appearances last year, struggled a bit with an 8.14 ERA. 21 innings, only walked 4, struck out 16. Opponents hit .304 off him. Out of Kerrville, Texas.
Oh, that 2-seamer right there is hard to barrel up. I think moved about 1.5 feet, just like a slider does going the other way. And it's hard for hitters to try to stay on that long enough, particularly if you're going to try to pull it as a left-handed hitter. if it's on the outer half, third base side of the plate.
The 0-1 from Rhodes, up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Riker Waite, who struck out, walked, and struck out again. So he's 2 for 10 this season. Does have a homer and 3 RBI.
You can see the movement. That ball started on the outer half of the plate, just like that one started into the left-handed hitter and cuts all the way back across to the middle part of the plate.
1-2. Vanderbilt with the single here this inning, their second hit of the game. Their first hit that extended this game in the 7th on the home run by Logan Johnstone. Vanderbilt's 9th home run as a team this weekend. Scored 17 runs over the first 2 days, but only 1 run on the board so far in this one. And running out of outs, of course, only with 4 to work with.
Runner's going to be off on a pitch. They're going to take Bregman and move him back behind the runner. Give him a chance to cover more ground.
Payoff pitch as the runner goes, foul back, and we'll do it again.
There's no real reason to hold him on. You know he's going, so you kind of get in his back pocket. Because you can still pick if you use your time pickoff if need be, but it's more important for you right now to be able to cover that ground on the right side with a left-handed hitter.
Waite fouls it, lines it behind his first base coach, Ty Blankmeyer.
Guy's got a great first name.
Ty, yeah.
Indeed.
Ty, short for
nothing.
Nothing.
Just Ty. I think my parents knew we had a long last name. It was going to give me a fair chance at life to have a short first name.
Runner goes again, and we got ball 4. It'll be first and second. I'm meeting a lot of people now recently that have the, you know, what is a nickname for a lot of people, but actually, nope, that's just my given name. I'm not Tyler, I'm Ty. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, there wasn't many back when I was born in the 60s, but there wasn't many. But it's grown in popularity, let's say.
It makes sense. If you're going to just be called that all your life, why not have it just be your legal name?
Indeed.
Here's Logan Johnstone, who homered last inning. And he'll take it inside. His first home run of his season, and of course his first home run as a Vanderbilt Commodore. After transferring from Washington State, did hit 9 home runs last year as a first-team All-Mountain West Conference, which I had to double-check that note a couple of times, as the conferences are still a little wacky right now as that gets flipped to second base, and the man retired there, and that ends the inning. This game heads into the bottom of the 8th inning, and Oklahoma State has a 9-run lead on Flo College. Next game up Scheduled for a 2:30 start. Texas Tech 0-2 this weekend against the 1-1 Arkansas Razorbacks. Ty and I will be back with you for that one at approximately 2:30. And of course, later today, TCU and Oklahoma, the two 2-0 teams, will battle for the trophy. As you see, Arkansas, a 1-run loss last night. They fought to the end. And they were down 4-0 to begin that game against TCU last night. Be a new pitcher on the mound for Vanderbilt. It is Tristan Bristow, a sophomore. And Ty, how do you pronounce that town in Texas? I want to learn something. Helotes.
Helotes.
All right.
Helotes.
All right. So I think I knew it. I just wasn't confident enough
Just
to go with it.
Southwest of the great city of San Antonio, Texas.
3-0 last year. Excuse me. 0-0 last year in 3 appearances, 2 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. So obviously a small sample size for him. He gets his first appearance here in 2026. First pitch swinging is Garrett Scholl to the right side. This would now be Tom Gooden, who makes the play at first base. That's the trophy that'll be awarded to either Oklahoma or TCU, whichever school wins that game later today. As one of those teams will go 3-0 this weekend. So Scholl is out, and here comes Colin Ritchie. His last 2 at-bats, he's accounted for 5 runs, a 3-run homer in the 5th, and a 2-run double in the 6th. Career high 5 RBI today. I was saying right before he had that 2-run double that last year he did have a pair of 2 homer games, including in the regionals against Binghamton. Holds up the swing. No swing, says the third base umpire Mike Morris. Cowboys with 10 runs on 7 hits today. And they have left 5 on, which is certainly a manageable number when you've scored 10 runs, of course. 2-1.
I'll tell you what, I've watched this young man for last year too, but this weekend he's got such a good setup. Sits down in the box in his base, his hands in a good position, not a ton of movement, just solid in there. Understands the strike zone. And that's just why he's been their, one of their best offensive guys. And certainly, as we mentioned before, he's got a hit for them this year for them to win. But man, just a good, solid setup as a hitter.
And he will hit it high and deep and way out of here. And there is his 3rd 2-homer game in the last couple of years. And he extends his career high RBI total to 6. And it's now 11-1. And that is the ball game. A walk-off for Colin Ritchie. And Oklahoma State gets its first win of the season.
Right on cue, talking about his stance and his setup, but him being the guy that's got a hit for them. And
3 runs on 8 hits over the first 2 days of the season. This home run to win the ball game. 11 runs alone in this game and 8 hits as a team. And they go to 1-2 on the year and drop Vanderbilt to 1-2. 11 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Cowboys, and they leave 6 runners on base. Vanderbilt, the run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 11 on. And honestly, just the first weekend of the season. See how things go from here, Ty.
Well, I mean, if you're referring to Oklahoma State at this point, they needed to win today. You can see a picture of Coach Holliday. He's about to exhale in just a minute, by the way. Just go, hey, all right, that's how you do it, right? That's it. But for them to go forward, they showed, and look, they lost one of their better defenders and players at second base, but, it hurt. But for them, they pitched well enough today. Now, they gave up 9 free bases, I think. And you're not going to give up 1 run in a game, giving up that many free bases very often. But I think that's something they'll continue to improve on with Lund at the front end of their pitching for them. But overall, they needed to win. They came out offensively, came out with power, which they have not done so far in this tournament.
We are going to have a post-game interview, and I haven't gotten an official word on it, but I feel like we might lean to Colin Ritchie. And I'm being told
I'm not
that
leaning.
is
We're not leaning. We're taking it in.
falling over
We're
towards
falling
Colin
over. We're
Ritchie.
going to go grab him is what we're going to do here in a minute. But I'm sure, look, it's one of those moments, too, where they want an opportunity to go over and celebrate. Listen to your coach. Celebrate with your teammates. Gather up the information. Your coach has got a lot to say after a game, and he really has a lot to say after a series. There's a lot that goes on. And sometimes you can always teach when things don't go good, and then there's times to teach and be able to say things positive when things go good.
And you see there Josh Holliday shaking hands with the rest of his staff as his team gets the victory today, 11-1, finishing it off in 8 innings. And Colin Ritchie, the star of the show, goes 3 for 5 with 2 homers and 6 RBI. And a career high 6 RBI. Get Oklahoma State its first win of the season, and just offensively, just such a big turnaround from one end of the spectrum to the other over the first 2 days into today.
No question about it. And look, if you're Vanderbilt, you played well in this tournament too. You got beat by a really good TCU team early on that Friday game. Came back and it was impressive yesterday. And look, they're a physical team that's still trying to figure out who they are. And you look up mid-season, and Vanderbilt's going to be Vanderbilt when it all gets said and done.
I mentioned Vanderbilt will go home and have 6 straight games at home. Oh, all right, let's go down to the field where Colin Ritchie is standing by.
Colin, first win of the season comes in run rule fashion over a top 25 Vanderbilt. What does a win like today really say and do for the momentum of this team moving forward?
It just speaks to what kind of team we are. Some people would have given up and just came out here, kind of try to get through the motions, get it over with, but we come out here and compete.
Offense got off to a bit of a slow start this weekend, but the bats were hot. 2 home runs and a career high 6 RBI for yourself today. What was working right for you at the plate?
I just slowed it down a little bit and kind of got back to what I was doing earlier in the spring, and it worked out.
Pitchers dominated on the mound today. What do you have to say about the fight and the composure you saw from those guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're really good pitchers. They just sometimes don't get the, I guess, acknowledgement that some of the other guys do in other programs and stuff, but they're really good.
Great job today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Colin Ritchie, the MVP of today's game with a career-high 6 RBI. The winning pitcher, by the way, for Oklahoma State in this game was Noah Weck. His 3 in the 3rd out of the bullpen, 1 run on 1 hit in this game. And now we look forward to our next one here, Texas Tech and Arkansas coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be it'll be a great game. 2 really good teams, and both of them, Tech trying to find a way to win a game, and Arkansas trying to come out of here with a winning record.
All right, once again, the final score today in this one, Oklahoma State 11, Vanderbilt 1 in 8 innings. Coming up next, we got Texas Tech and Arkansas for you. Coming up, a 2:40 first pitch from Globe Life Field. My broadcast partner, Ty Harrington, and our entire Flow College crew, I'm Scott Sudikoff saying so long from now. We'll talk to you in about an hour with more of the 2026 Shriners Children's College Showdown in Arlington, Texas.